What's going on, everybody out there in YouTube land? It's a double one, double two wingnut radio out here for Anarchy Television. And I'm just kind of hanging out by the pond for a little bit. Thought I'd bring you guys along. What's up, Watt? Oh, that reminds me, while I'm thinking about it, um, going. I don't like that, and I can barely see the damn chat when I have it in horizontal, which I like the picture better in horizontal instead of this vertical. But I can't see the chat hardly. I get like one damn comment at a time, and even that. Oh yeah, it's nice out here. I mean, it can be really nice. I think. Well, the sun's it's you know it's trying to go down here. I'm not sure exactly what temperature it is right now. So it's warm enough for me to just sit out here in my shirt, my t-shirt, or whatever. And and I thought I'd just kind of hang out here. I didn't know if anybody wants to come up on panel and talk to me for a minute. But I was sitting there going to think I was going to sit here and enjoy it out here, and at least until the sun goes down, probably. So the link is in the chat if anybody does want to come up. And what's up, Anthony? On a lot, just seeing you was live. Right on. Well, I don't know. I'm not sure what I want to talk about. If I want to talk about anything, I just really wanted to kind of sit here, sit by the pond for a little bit. I was pretty much the plan is just sit by the pond, but I have no idea what I want to talk about. If I want to talk about anything, I don't know. What's on y'all's mind? You know, I mean, trying to take me personally. I've been trying to take full advantage of my day off and do as much as I can of nothing. And well, you know, I don't get a whole lot of it achieved. Wow, I hear you, Nate. Not everybody gets this kind of view. I mean, you know, I mean, I have just access to that kind of thing. It's not my stuff. No, right on, what? Right on, Anthony. I'm right there with you, actually, Anthony. Um, it's like a little bit of that going on. Uh, mm, mm. Yeah, buddy. So yeah, I haven't even really put a whole lot of groceries in the fridge yet. I haven't done like a good trip to the grocery store. I've gone as far as like the dollar store, the Dollar General or whatever, but that because that's the closest thing. But other than that, I haven't been to an actual grocery store in a while, which I probably need to do one of these days. What's up, Indy? And Indy, like I told everybody else in there too, backwoods. Like I told everybody else in there. I think the link is. I didn't pin it, but I think it's in the chat. If anybody does want to come up and hang out for a minute, I might hang out here by the pond until it gets dark. I don't know. There it is. I almost forgot what the hell I was doing.
What's
So,
going on,
what,
man?
man, you're looking at it. Enjoying my evening so far. Trying to, anyway. You know.
Yeah, you got a hell of a view there in front of you.
Yeah, it's nice. I enjoy it. Um, I've been scuba diving in this pond actually. And
Hmm, nice. Yeah, I was down on the river this morning. I had to go do a job at I guess you say a friend of the family's. I've did a lot of work for them before, and they finally getting a lot of the pieces put back together after the hurricane. And they uh, they live literally right on the Savannah River, and they had to get a lot of their yard and stuff rebuilt. So they finally got their landscape and lighting in, and I went and put it in for them.
right on. That sounds cool. That's at least that's a day's worth of work at least.
Yeah, wasn't too bad. Uh, they do a lot of stuff outside with like different lights and different things. So they already have like dedicated outlets on the outside of their home. So it was a pretty easy install.
Yeah, I really need to get off my ass. There's a bunch of stuff in this the building back behind my house and stuff that I need. It's all my stuff that I've been storing in there, and I need to get it cleaned out. And I've just been procrastinating a lot, and I need to actually get put a fire under my butt and do it.
You need to tighten your ass up, man.
Well, I'm a professional procrastinator. I'm not lazy or anything. I just
Oh,
procrastinate the hell out of it.
life happens sometimes, you know.
Well, yeah, that's what gets in the way between point A and point B is life.
Hmm. Yeah, I had planned on doing a few personal things today myself, but uh, folks reached out to me and said that they was ready for me to come to the job. So,
And
went
dude, I ended up having to drive a lot of hours yesterday. That was my day yesterday, so I was on the road most of the time.
yeah, I don't know if it was the day or yesterday. I seen one of your videos or shorts popped up and looked like you was taking old back roads adventure.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. That was yesterday. Yeah, I was coming home actually. No, from that whole trip, that was like on my way home, and but yeah, I've been driving all day pretty much. I had to, from here to Pensacola is about 2 hours away. That's going like you know 80 miles an hour down the interstate. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Uh, But and that's where I had to do. I had to go out toward Pensacola and stuff like that, and come back. And well, I mean, while I was out, I got to visit with my mom and stuff, so that was kind of cool. Other than that.
oh yeah, definitely. Yeah, it's nice down there in that area. I hadn't been down there in years, but we used to go down there near Pensacola and Panama City. The whole Panhandle. We used to go all through them little parts.
Yeah, I just, like I'm serious, and it's probably up there too. I really don't know, because I mean it. You're still close to the salt water, to the beaches and stuff, but still, it seems like the most invasive species here in Florida is the damn land developer. All those those lonely back road, dirt roads and stuff like that are just
Yeah,
really, really nice places. You know what I mean? They're getting all, so developed up, or, it's creeping in, put it that way. I start thinking about like where I'm at, in the next 10 years. It's like, all that crap down in Panama City is going to move this direction, you know?
yeah, uh, yeah. You're right. Not the, not even considering the people that just moved to Florida because it's Florida. You know, they want something new. Plus, all the people that get to the retiring age and just retire to Florida. You know, they're done with the cold weather. They're done with this. They're done with that. And they're just packing up and moving to Florida.
Right. Well, yeah. I mean, that would be one attractive thing to a lot of people out of state if DeSantis decide, actually goes through with this, like, yeah, ending property tax. I mean, because I mean, that it's unconstitutional in my mind anyway. But I'm just saying, that needs to go, and that would attract a lot of people that are, that they don't have that in their area. But I'm not saying that's a good thing either. But to attract people from other places, I don't know. I think we're full.
It definitely could be beneficial. You know, I mean, you're still going to have the riffraff that moves wherever, regardless. But it could be like an incentive factor for maybe, I don't know, a family or just your average Joe that wants to move down there and just live life. You know.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I can see both ends of the spectrum. It could like bring in, I don't know, nefarious corporations and next, I don't know, whatever, you know what I'm saying? Or the other end of it, the other side of the spectrum.
I mean, if nothing else, I mean, shoot, it put a lot of money back into the pockets of Floridians. You know what I mean? And that's money that they could be spent on something else. You know, because
Yeah,
once that money gets sucked into the corporate pot, you ain't going to see it again.
yeah. All right, now I'll tell you this. I'll tell you this. Me personally, this is how I see it. When it comes down to the property taxes, all right, in my opinion, the only ones that should be paying property taxes are businesses and what is it? Um, people that don't live here, that just own property here. They don't live here in Florida. They live somewhere else, and they just own property. Those people, and businesses should just pay property tax. Everyone else shouldn't, or not shouldn't have to, because I mean, it's technically, like I said, that's a the life, liberty, and pursuit of happiness scenario. You know what I mean? Um,
Yeah. It's hard to be happy and pursue happiness and live life if hell you can't even damn afford your property taxes. You know what I mean?
well,
You know,
that's,
lived there your whole life and now you can't even afford the taxes on the place. You
well,
know,
that's,
it's
that's
insane.
exactly. You know what I'm saying? Because I mean, it's like, all right, they've subverted us, and I don't know, fooled us from generations back. To basically now we rent our property even after we bought it with our own money that we earned. You know what I mean? Now we still have to pay rent on it every year. And I mean, I know people, they were forced to sell the piece of property they were just holding on to because it was like in the family for a long time, and they were forced to sell it, because they couldn't pay the property taxes and stuff. And, that's pretty, I mean, because honestly, man, if you didn't have the property taxes you know, there would be no need to get rid of that property and keep it in the family, that kind of thing.
Oh yeah. Build generational wealth, you know.
Yep. I mean, and that's another thing too. I've been trying to learn a little bit more about trust law, and all that stuff, because I wanted to, like, my goal is, I want to be able to make enough where I can buy about 2-acre lot off my sister, and then put it in a trust and all this stuff. Where, I mean, try and insulate myself as much as I can from all that shit. And I don't know. There's a lot to it when it comes down to it. I mean, because if there was still a way to get land patents, that would be the best way to do that kind of thing. But
There's ways to do it, but like you said, we've been uh the blinders have been put on and blindsided for so long. You know, the system and the beast, it steadily keeps rolling, keeps churning, keeps evolving. Yet here we are at different ports in life trying to learn something, figure something out that's already been put in place. Meanwhile, the machine and the beast are steadily churning, you know. It can be done. I know
yeah.
sometimes it may seem more of a challenge, but there are answers to some of the questions that we seek.
Well, if we want to work within the system, I mean, that's another thing too. It's like, okay, depending on if you want to work within or without, or outside of the system or something like that. You know what I mean? Because honestly, the way I see it, all right, and the way I understand it, like, for instance, if I wanted to buy a piece of property from you, and we agreed that I would pay you in gold, that's still legal tender, and therefore it cannot be taxed by the IRS, because it's not the Federal Reserve's money, because that's what the fiat currency is. Technically, the
Yeah,
fiat, they're the ones who created it. Well, they didn't create the gold, so it'd be off of their system, basically, of purchasing, and it wouldn't. That's another thing too. We can, and then have it within trusts and stuff like that. I mean, there's ways somehow we to, like, at least maneuver in or out of their system. You know what I'm saying?
yeah, no, definitely. Yeah, because I mean, realistically, I mean, the more we do in this system, the more we're of it. I mean, not of it, but I mean, we have to participate in it for certain things, you know, ultimately. But it's just, yeah, just figuring out, knowing the rules and stuff like that. Because the people with money, they study this. I mean, it's the long game for them, you know.
Hmm.
Be careful now.
Oh yeah, man. Yeah, yeah. Yeah. It's got a kick, and plus I ain't smoked in a while, so.
It's good to take breaks, you know.
Oh yeah. Oh man. I mean, and that's another thing too, man. It's also on my end to kind of help with a pain scenario. Because I was in a motorcycle wreck. What was it, 9 years ago, something like that? I can't remember exactly. But you know, I still have pain in my knees, my lower back, my shoulders, and my wrist, and because of that, and it just seems like over the years. It depends on the weather, actually. I think like when it starts getting cold or something like that, my damn shoulders will start aching, man. It just hurts. And so I guess the change in the barometric pressure or something. I don't fucking know. But and then my knee has been like bothering me really bad. So this is another thing too. It's almost on that medical end of it. You know what I'm saying? Basically um help with that because there's times where it just my knee hurts so bad I can't even sleep because it'll keep wake me up every so often.
Yeah. No, ain't nothing wrong with that. There's a lot worse things we could be doing to help ease or mask the pain, you know?
Well, see, that's the thing too. I tend to. This is just me, though. I mean, and it's not for everybody. I try to stay away from pharmaceuticals. I try to stick around with Mother Nature and see what I'm pretty confident in what her capabilities are. So
Yeah. I'm the same way for the most part. I don't know. I do appreciate what doctor, not really necessarily for me, because I try to stay out of it for the most part, but I do appreciate the times that they've helped the friends and family and loved ones, as much as I like to give the doctors and the medical gripe, they did save my mom. She almost died. If she wouldn't have got to the hospital and they found that blockage, she wouldn't have been here. So it's definitely some uh, give and take, just like in this system, it's a little give and take.
yeah, yeah. Yeah, I know, and that's the
Sometimes
thing
it
too.
seems like we're giving more than we're getting, but
Well, yeah, that's the thing. It's like okay, it's yeah, there's. I just don't see the return. Put it that way. You know what I mean? It's like okay, you're either you're paying for a service or a product, but I haven't seen either one of them. You know?
yeah, yeah, I know. It's just like a lot of that these days. We're just paying for like unnecessary services, or I know like people that is, I've never done it because I don't have any like streaming services or anything like that. But I know people just had been paying double for streaming services, like was paying for the same streaming service twice a month and didn't even realize it. It's just stuff like that.
Right.
Like, man,
I can't. Well, see, I've used StreamYard, the free version of it since the beginning, and it does everything I need it to do. Really, so I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to pay for it. But I mean, I see there is some more bells and whistles when you pay for it.
yeah,
But I don't really need all the bells and whistles. I'm cool. I'm cool with the plain Jane, the all that kind of stuff. And then even then, it's like eventually, man. That's another thing that what I've been. Let me just get your opinion. I don't know if you know or not, but because I I use Facebook Marketplace, and I've been looking around for like a desktop, like a regular house computer.
yeah,
And I was sitting there thinking because I was like, because I do the streaming and YouTube and all that stuff, and if I was to use it for mainly that, um, um, one of those like gaming, setup type computers would probably be the way to go, wouldn't it?
I'm not. I know about like some technologies and stuff. I'm not a big computer or like technology wizard or expert. I know the basic like ins and outs. I know how to get here and I know how to leave. But but maybe yeah, gaming computer. Just depending on what all you're trying to do. But if something like that would seem like it would be capable and have enough memory to do what you wanted to do. Videos and stuff. Even if you weren't gaming it, it would still
Right,
have the capabilities and the memory and stuff to do
r-
what you needed to do. I would
right,
think.
right, right. Yeah, because I mean, if I was to do the exact same thing that I'm doing on the cell phone on the computer, but I have a little bit more play, I guess, with the computer. I don't know, but because then I can actually share videos via the computer, for instance. Because I mean, that's one thing that I'm missing right now is be able to just be able to share a video because I'm on my cell phone. Unless I get somebody that can share it for me, while we're
Yeah,
streaming or something. But other than that, it's like I don't have a brand that will come over here and share movie, videos for me. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
But and I mean, indies offered and stuff like that. It's just, but I don't know. She's got her own like family and stuff like that. And, yeah, I don't want to obligate her on some like pop up video, some pop up live or something like that.
yeah. I need to get me a another computer to possibly, maybe on down the road expand. Because I mean, I do the same thing. Everything that I do with my phone. When I go
Mhm.
live, take pictures, whatever. It is what it is. But but I would like to get me a computer to, expand, do certain things, create videos, do some form of editing, maybe share videos. Because I mean, even for the most part on the phone, I mean, you can do like some basic editing and stuff like that as far as imagery. But when it comes down to like editing videos and stuff, a computer would definitely be more helpful.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, because I mean, there's also I want to be able to. I want to save everything that I've created. That's another thing too. Is I got to create my own archive in a sense that's off the fucking internet. You
Yeah,
know, um, because I've lost a lot of videos over the years because of YouTube deleting them, and I just like I didn't have copies of them. I didn't, that kind of thing. I had nothing. It was all on my cell phone, and that stuff is now gone. Those videos are now gone, and But anyway, um, because like some external hard drive type of shit going on, this fucking save a bunch of stuff.
oh, definitely.
I mean, honestly, I mean, and if I had the means and the know-how, I'd put in my own server while you're bullshitting. Yeah.
But yeah, that's I don't get on. I call it fake book, but I don't get on Facebook much. But I do like the marketplace feature.
Yeah. Yeah.
I
I
bought
mean,
some. I bought some
I've
good
sold
stuff
a few.
off there. Even got some good free stuff off of there.
Yeah, I've sold a few things on there. And there's probably a few things I need to give away too. Now I think about it, because it's just like I've probably got about 20 some odd things for sale on there, but it's like nobody's really interested, or they're wanting to like cut, Jim me down to like half of what I'm asking for. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Practically like, oh, you want me to give it to you? That's what you want me to do. Yeah.
yeah,
Well, I mean, I understand. I mean, it can't hurt to ask, really. But just one of them things. But every once in a while, I do sell some things. But I mean, like for instance, I had an antique manhole cover lid, and I was surprised on how many people were there. Like, dang, I want that! I want that! I was like, damn, a lot of collectors of manhole lids.
yeah. You'd be surprised. Yeah, some stuff you think that it wouldn't sell as easy, and it's the stuff that goes pretty quick, or vice versa.
Yeah, that was weird.
Yeah, there was. I was going down the road the other day, and it was just one neighborhood, or I guess it was the bulk pickup day. I seen a lot of people had stuff out, but there was these one couple or whoever lived there. I don't know. Maybe they were moving or what, but they had a bunch of stuff out in there, out at the edge of the road. It said "free, please take to a good home," and there was some
Right.
decent furniture, a few little things. But I'm like, I didn't have no way to grab any, or I was like, no, I really ain't got no direct use for none of that right now.
Oh man, I've actually done that before. Where like we were cleaning out my uncle's house is up here, and all the stuff that was inside, furniture and all kinds of stuff. We cleared out that whole house, and we put it all out by the road. And I'm serious, within a day, all that's been picked clean. There was nothing left. You know, it's pretty crazy. It's like one man's trash is another man's treasure. You got to
Yeah.
understand that. And people that that is a real thing. I mean, even for me, some things that like that I have around my house and stuff like that. Just because I don't have it like neatly stacked or anything like that, it looks like fucking junk to other people. You know what I mean? But then, no, it's not. It's like it's treasure to me. So
Oh yeah, definitely. What is it?
that
Beauty is in the eye of the beholder.
right. That's my booty.
Oh, but yeah. Yeah, it was all nice stuff, decent stuff. It didn't look like it was in bad shape at all, but yeah. Shit, I already had the truck loaded down with stuff.
I catch you. There's this one guy that he goes around. He does all those um around the neighborhood picking up like scrap metal and stuff.
Hmm.
It's interesting to see what people put out there just to give away or trash it or whatever. But
Yeah.
I mean, even when Hurricane Michael came through, I went down in like Lynn Haven and stuff like that, in some of the really nice neighborhoods and stuff. Like a couple of days right after, almost, and but there was so much stuff people were just throwing away just because they were going to get insurance to get new stuff. So, I mean. I mean, the stuff was still in working in good condition, you know what I mean? But they were just throwing it out. Dude, oh my gosh, it was like picker's heaven, man, going up and down those neighborhoods. Uh,
Oh yeah. Yeah, I know what you mean. I seen a lot of that similar in my area after Helena.
Yeah.
Some stuff was completely trashed, but yeah, some stuff, I mean, I guess it was just like, all right, let's just start over. Let's just start from scratch. I know a lot of people in my area did it. A lot of other areas, depending on how much damage they got.
Well, yeah, I guess, and like what kind of insurance and all that other shit too. Because, like I said, they was like these were the nice neighborhoods. I mean, fucking this is the definitely somewhere not where I go. But yeah, I mean, but I was like, I used to build like houses and stuff like that in those places, man. That's fucking multi-million-dollar fucking homes and shit.
Oh
And
yeah.
I was like, man, they were. I mean, literally, like they would gut the kitchen because they were going to get insurance money because of water damage and get new stuff anyway. And I mean, like literally everything in the kitchen sink was out there on the side of the road. And this stuff, you think about it. This is like already a nice house. They had a nice, what was it a double stainless steel sinks. Yeah, I mean, like, damn. How much you pay for that in the store or stuff, man? Isn't that man? You just shit. I mean,
Mm.
stuff like that. I would grab stuff like that personally.
Oh yeah. Yeah, there's been times I've grabbed stuff knowing that I really didn't need it myself or couldn't use it directly, but I got a
Oh
few people
man.
that I know. I call them up and say, "Hey, you know anybody that needs a so and so, or anybody that needs that?"
Oh yeah, dude. I mean, um, at the job I'm at now, man, there's these old sinks from I don't know, they're old cast iron sinks, for like a restroom or whatever. I was like, man, they've been sitting there for like 15 years or something like that, and I was thinking about putting one of those things out like on the outside for like an outside like wash your hand type of sink or something like that.
Oh yeah.
It'd be perfect because it's like because it's cast iron. It'd be fine out there. And so I mean, that'd be nice, man. I just haven't done it yet. But that'd be a nice thing too. I was like, little things. I don't know. I grabbed like I think about 3 or 4 wheelchairs that were being tossed out, and I've used the wheels and other stuff like that for different projects and stuff, which is free wheels. You know what I'm saying? And
Yeah,
they're
yeah.
big and round. Like the ones I used them for, like were like trailers or whatever like that. And you think about like going through like sand or gravel, you need some big tires like that anyway. Yeah.
Yeah, I remember it was a couple years ago, right before the Masters golf tournament started. You ever heard of the franchise Buffalo Wild Wings?
Yeah.
It's like a chicken wing franchise, but we have one here in the
Yeah.
area, and we was doing the remodel, and man, they got rid of everything:
Oh,
tables, chairs, TVs, all type of stuff. Man, I brought back like 5 or 6 of the high top tables with all 4 of the chairs, some of the metal outdoor furniture, a couple
yeah.
TVs, a couple pictures.
Yeah.
Um, and I still got some of it. Some of it I just, gave it away or people that needed it. I had a buddy of mine that was kind of regrouping, restructuring his life and had to move. So I gave him some of that stuff, to kind of have something to start with.
At one time, man, I worked a bunch of different bars at one time, and there was one time, man, they were closing down and they were going to open up in a different place. I got so many different neon signs, all the beer signs and stuff like that. I had like probably I think about 15 of them damn things.
Oh, hell yeah.
I ended
Those
up
are
selling
always
them
easy
all,
to get rid
but
of. Yeah.
yeah, I
Yeah.
did. I did. I sold them all, but I'm just saying, I was like, I had about 15 of those suckers at my house one time, and I was like, and I just got them out of that deal because they were going to get tossed and they were going to get brand new shit at the new place anyway. So
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Usually stuff like that, you usually won't have any problem getting rid of it if you have to. Yeah.
I mean,
Signs or like any type
just
of beer signage or memorabilia.
yeah, well, I mean, a lot of that beer signage anyway, man. You get brand new shit, from the distributors and stuff like that, and it's like, I don't know, um, they just didn't want to hassle with it or move it or whatever. Anyway, but and that was a while back ago though. Oh man, good times, man, good times.
No doubt.
um, I'm not that crazy about bars all that much anyway. You know, the only time I like a decent place is like if they got a stage where they play live music or something like that. I might go, but that's about the only reason why I would go.
Yeah. Same here. Maybe some
Or like
live music or maybe a
well, even like a pool
pool
table,
hall.
man. I haven't been playing pool in a long time, but I used to play pool a
I
lot.
love it.
They used to have like stuff like that around here years ago, man, but all of that's gone. I was talking about that the other day. It's like, I remember back, well, this is when I was a kid, actually. There was a place down here for like the locals and stuff. There was like a little place where they had a pool table, jukebox, where all the local kids would kind of hang out, and that's gone. Now all the local kids become degenerates and do donuts out there in the church parking lot or something.
Yeah, where I grew up out in the country, there was a store at the end of the road called Pop's Country Store. And they sold food and stuff out of there, but in the back they had two pool tables, the little bar tables, you put a couple quarters in and play. But
Right,
shoot, me
right.
and my buddies, we'd walk up there and we'd have us a little bit of money or something, so we get us like, I don't know, a sandwich or something, and shoot, the owner he'd come back there and unlock the table for us, so we just sit back there and play for free.
Well, that's cool.
Yeah,
I
he
mean,
was cool, man. Him and his wife, man, they knew how to run a business and they knew how to make money without screwing people over. You know what I mean? They always made a dollar, but they were good people. Man, they had. I'm pretty sure you've heard of a turkey shoot. You know what
Oh yeah,
that is, don't you?
oh yeah.
Man, they used to have turkey shoots and all type of stuff, man. And then it used to
Uh,
be, you couldn't buy fireworks in the state of Georgia. You know, we used to have to go over to like Carolina and get our fireworks if we wanted them. So
right.
Big Ron, he used to always go to Carolina. Man, he would load up his truck and trailer. He had a big enclosure. He would load it up. You couldn't fit another firework in there, and he'd bring it back. So y'all boys want some fireworks? Y'all let me know. But now they sell them. Now there's fireworks stands in Georgia. A few years back, they passed it where you can sell them.
Yeah, I have to go to Georgia to get that. Well,
Really, in Florida?
I don't know. I think I have to go across the line, the Georgia line, to get up to get any good fireworks. I think
Damn.
I haven't noticed anything that's on this side of the line.
Seems like people in Florida like to see stuff go bloom. You know what I
Oh
mean? I
yeah,
don't
for
know.
sure. Oh, for sure.
You got to
Mm.
get the government approved fireworks. You know, you got
Oh
to get the
man.
snakes and sparklers.
Well, see, that's the thing too, man. Oh, man, it brings okay, so that's that spider way of thinking that I got in my mind. I go straight towards taxes and stuff, and I was like, fuck, you know, because I mean, seriously, that's what it is. It's just another a way to get their cut out of it, like a mafia, you
Oh
know.
yeah, yeah. It was crazy for forever. We could shoot them over here, but we just didn't have nowhere to buy them. You had to go to Carolina. You know.
Mhm.
And even then, I'm
Mhm.
thinking, man, they're just the state is just missing out on so much money because they've got to know. Heck, even the people that's making the laws, they know that they ain't got nowhere they can go buy them. They got to go somewhere. You know what I mean? So that's just no matter how the money trickles down or folds. I mean, it's still money that could be made locally or in state. You know, people's if
Yeah,
people wants to buy something, they're going to go to where it's being sold. That's just how it goes. Shoot, yeah,
yeah, they do turkey shoots over here too. I ain't been to one in a long time, but you know, it's like they got their like little spot right behind the old fire department. Can't see these girls chasing. Well, dropped out. Good. No, there, there he is.
yeah, that was
There he
weird.
is. Oh.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Yeah, that was weird. I thought you lagged out and went out. You know, hell, I was just sitting here rambling. Then heck, it was me. I don't know what happened. The Wi-Fi went off and came back on.
Oh, damn, they fucking watching this, man.
Damn the Wi-Fi. Yeah. I mean, I don't really got to use it, but I'm sitting outside, and I might as well.
Huh? Oh, the Wi-Fi?
Yeah, yeah. I got the what's it? The Comcast Xfinity. It ain't too bad. It's got a pretty good range. Heck, it reaches all the way outside to everything. What y'all get up to today? What was y'all's weather?
Well, I mean, with sun out and all that stuff, it wasn't that bad. I mean, I think it was in the 80s, somewhere in the you know, not quite the mid 80s. I think it was like 83 or something like that. I think. I don't know.
Damn. Shoot, it was warmer here. They said we got up to 88.
Really?
That's what they say.
Yeah, I don't know. I didn't. To be honest with you, I didn't even look at the temperature. I'm just guessing, honestly.
It felt like it. It felt like it felt like spring, man. The sun felt as hot as it could be.
Well, that's the thing. Like, yeah, it would change your idea depending on if you're in the shade or out in the sun. You know what I mean? Because I mean, when it's not windy, and I mean, and it's nice and calm, and you're in the shade. It's not too bad. But if it's windy or whatever, yeah, I don't know. And even in and out in the sun, depending on, I don't know, just depends on the weather. Florida's got some weird fucking weather anyway. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Imagine it's like 50% chance of rain every day, you know. Maybe not every day, but I imagine once
Well,
it starts, it probably seems like it's rained every day.
well, I'll tell you this. Sometimes it'll say it's like 3% chance of rain or something like that, and we get a downtown downpour. You know what I mean?
Huh, that's how they do it here. It'll only be a downpour if they say 3%.
Right?
97%, nothing. You know what I mean?
Right. No,
3%,
yeah, nothing will
shit, you better pack it
happen.
up.
I've seen that happen too. Yeah.
Shit, you better pack
I
it
was
up.
like, wait. You guys, it's like, or like, what was it? Uh, they be sitting there showing like on the radar or something like that, that there's something there. And it's like, it's either it's already passed or it just like moved around us and it shows it's coming right over top of us. I don't know. Something weird. I don't know.
Shit, I remember one time I was watching one of the local newses. I think it was the local CBS affiliate, and they was talking about the news, and then the lady was just talking, but something I don't know, something happened. They lost the connection or something. So she was still sitting there talking, waving her hands up and down like there was a green screen, but the image on the green screen went away. It was just a green screen. So she was just sitting there talking, I don't know, for about 20 seconds or so before it finally clicked back in. You know, she probably realized it happened. She was just trying to, play it out, but it was funny. And they got the one newscaster guy, he does this thing, this little gimmick where he predicts the weather within 3 degrees, but technically it's not really 3 degrees, it's 6 degrees because he does 3 degrees up or 3 degrees down. And if he's wrong, then uh something gets donated to a charity or some type of thing. I don't know what they do. You know what I mean?
Huh. What is that? I don't understand exactly what that means.
It's one of the local one of our local weather guys. He has this little gimmick going where when he predicts the weather, people are like we're talking about. The weatherman is just their predictions are crazy sometimes. Well, he
Right.
said, yeah, weatherman these days they just seem to make wild predictions. Well, he said, I'm putting my money where my mouth is, and he
Oh,
does
so
the
he stays
within
within 3 degrees? Is that what you're saying?
it's within 3 degrees up or down.
Okay.
So
Okay.
if he says it's going to be 80, then it can be from 83 to 77. That's his window.
Okay. Okay. Well, all right. Well, I mean, so far so good, or what?
Uh, Kind of 50-50. Well, not really 50-50. I don't know what it is. There's this local business, and somehow they do some partnerships, or whenever he gets it right, they donate, or whenever he gets it wrong, they do. I don't know how. It's
Right.
some type of little
Okay.
gimmick.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
don't know.
yeah.
Uh,
Some type of charity or something,
oh man, wouldn't it be nice to have like that damn sports book from fucking Back to the Future?
Shoot, what would you do with it? If you won the big lottery, if you won the big lottery and you're now, I don't know, multimillionaire, what's the first thing you're buying?
Buy my freedom.
There you go. Shit.
Well, I mean, come on, man. It's almost like that, man. Almost. It seems like, okay, if you got enough money, you could fucking get out of anything. You know what I mean? That's what's so fucked up about it. It's like that's why I laugh at that when I say that. You know, because
Yeah,
I mean, it's almost like that.
to a sense, to a certain degree, it could seem that way for sure. Yeah.
I know. It's fucked up, dude.
Would you leave Florida or would you stay in Florida?
Well, I definitely acquire property somewhere else other than Florida, but I would stay here until like the can't, you know.
Yeah, same here. I'd travel and I'd see things, but still, my home base would still be Georgia.
Well, see, that's the thing. I mean, I'm a Florida boy. All right, and I grew up in Orlando and Ocala and all that stuff. But anyway, I'm all over Florida. Actually, I've lived all over Florida. But anyway, I'm just, I don't know. I'm used to this, and
Same here.
I don't know. I don't know. I spent some time in New Mexico, and I like some of the areas of New Mexico, but the weather is so dry. It's just I miss the humidity. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? You know.
yeah. You visit somewhere other than the South, yeah, real dry area, yeah, but you'll be trying to get back to the humidity as quick as you can.
All right, put it this way. Okay, you know that smell that you get when it's like a really hot day, and then next thing you know, you get like this quick rain shower, and you know that raindrops that hit that hot asphalt, that smell
Yeah,
that comes up. All
I
right,
know what you mean.
all right, check this out. Now, picture this. Now, this happened to me. Like, it didn't rain for like 6 or 7 months, and that first rain and that smell coming up, I'm telling you, that was the best fucking. I'm telling you, that's like, at that moment. I was
Oh, I
like,
bet, yeah. Man, to
that's
go that long without rain.
hmm
Yeah, but when it does come down, I bet it does, it pours down.
right. Well, that's the thing. And see, I had I didn't, I had this illusion that okay, put it this way. I knew it kind of got cold a little bit in the desert, but I didn't realize it really fucking, there's some areas of the desert that it fucking snows. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I didn't know that shit, but I found out.
it's a different type of cold, I imagine,
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah. Yeah, yeah, it is. Yeah, it's different. But I mean, I got stories from those places. It's like, I mean, I smoked a joint right next to Smokey the Bear's fucking gravesite.
damn, how about that? R.I.P. Smokey.
Hell yeah, man. What's up, Craig?
Damn. R.I.P. Chuck Norris, man. We lost Chuck.
Oh no shit, really?
Yeah, we lost Chuck Norris, man. How do you feel about that?
Well, that I didn't think anything could kill him off
Me
because I
neither. Well,
mean,
technically, they did have to recant their stories. They officially now made the statement that said that Chuck Norris did not die. He just figured out how to defeat life.
is that what?
Yeah, he didn't really die. He just figured out how to defeat life. However he did it. He's still undefeated.
Okay, that's one way of looking at it.
Yeah, yeah.
I don't know, man. I don't know the story, so I really don't know what's up. I didn't even know. When was that? Like this recently or something?
This was yeah, this week. This is one of the news flashes this week. I think he was
Um,
86, 87.
no kidding. Well, yeah. I mean, can you think about it? Okay, can you imagine living that long or a little bit longer from where? Okay, well, I don't know. I can't remember how old you are, but I'm 51, so
Me,
I see. I think I like 20 more years. What 20 more years is going to look like?
I think on paper they got me on as 37.
Right on.
No, I mean, heck, I mean, I think he lived a pretty active lifestyle for the majority of his life. You know, definitely an
Yeah.
interesting story.
I mean, I'm sure he had a lot of stories. They say for every gray hair is a recollection.
Yeah, it's definitely something. A reflection.
No,
Uh,
recollection. You know what I mean?
yeah,
Like, I recollect.
I recollect. I recollect that was a good summer.
Hmm.
It's somewhere in '97. Uh huh.
You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, damn, I got fish jumping in this damn pond.
Shh, you better go catch it.
Shit,
Let
well, see, I don't fish as much as I used to when I was younger, but I don't know. I just assume it save it for when I need it. You know, just when I need it. This might be
There
my
you go.
food for. That's why I don't like alligators in here. The motherfuckers eat all of it.
Was that like a pond or like a lake?
It's a pond. I would call it a pond.
I got you.
Yeah. And I got another one sitting next door to it, but it's mostly got lily pads all over it.
I love it. I could sit by the water all day. Oh, you would have loved it out there where I was at this morning. Oh man, it was a nice, beautiful overlook. They set up on like the hillside of the Savannah River, and it's crazy how much damage that the Hurricane Helena did. They lost so many trees in and around that property. It's unreal.
Oh yeah. Oh man. Just going in Panama on the other side toward like Mexico Beach and shit. Yeah, dude. Man, oh, 'cause I actually, man, I helped a buddy of mine with his stuff, man, because he had a place down there, and he went up to Connecticut like the what 2 nights or a night and a half before it came on land, basically. Because I mean, it was still a tropical storm out there in the Gulf from Hurricane Michael. This is Hurricane Michael I'm talking about.
Yeah,
And, it was like it was tropical storm out there in the Gulf, and the next thing you know, all of a sudden, whop, hurricane, it was a Category 5 fucking hurricane, you know,
yeah.
doing shit, and that was fucked up, but, 'cause, I mean, I start thinking about how much of that was actually natural and organic, you know what I'm saying?
It's hard to
With
tell
all
these days.
yeah, exactly. Because, I mean, at that time, DeSantis was being kinda, like, defiant toward the federal government and all that stuff, and I think that was another thing to kinda, like, throw some
That was two
chaos
years
in.
ago, right?
10 about almost 10 years ago, yeah.
Oh, 10 years ago. Okay.
Almost, something like that. It was not 8 or 9 years ago, something like that. I can't
Hmm.
remember really right offhand, but it was close to 10. And I know time flies in some ways, because I mean, it seems like it was just, like, not too long ago for me, but I was like, but it's been a while. I was still I had I that's another thing that's another thing I need to get off my ass and do. I was, like, procrastinating, is getting my antenna and my tower down from its spot now and move it to the new spot so I can get back on the air in my base station. No, no, I haven't done that. I've been procrastinating the hell out of it. What's up, Cheryl? I'm trying to keep up with chat, y'all. I'm just kinda talking at the same time.
Evening, everybody.
Yeah.
Oh
Appreciate
man.
everybody coming in, man. This is awesome. Like I said, if anybody does want to come up, here I'm gonna put it in there anyway. But I'm gonna
Dang, I better jump down and grab the link then so I don't miss it.
yeah, man, grab that link, dude.
Shoot, I think tomorrow they say we're supposed to be in the 90s.
Well, I mean, I think it's supposed to be in the 80s or something like that for this week where I'm at. I think in the mid 80s, somewhere around there, which is not too bad. And we could possibly get some things done that needs to be done because of the weather, with being cooperative. So that'd be kind of cool on that end of it.
Yeah. No, this past Monday, man, it pretty much poured down most of the day. Thunderstorms, wind, lightning, everything. So
Yeah.
yeah, that put us a couple days behind. Missing one
Do you,
day puts you a couple days behind because it just pushes everything else back, you know?
do you know what heat lightning is?
Oh yeah. Yeah, definitely. I've seen a
Okay.
lot of that in my area.
Okay. I was wanting to ask you if you see a lot of it over there. All right. I wasn't sure because I mean, you know, quite honestly, when I was out west, I cannot remember if I saw it out there or not, but I see it out here a lot. I mean, we get a lot of lightning out. I mean, the Panhandle is like with the lightning capital of the freaking world. I think we get more per capita than anywhere else. And I think if I'm not mistaken.
If not, it's up there.
Yeah, I mean, uh, it's like a major conductor, I guess, of electricity.
That and just the warmer waters of the Gulf and everything, you know. I guess it's just kind of like almost like a perfect breeding ground for something like that. And whatever happens, whatever energy shift when that storm starts coming off the water and starts getting on the land, you know, whatever, I'm pretty sure they measure it in weatherology or whatever it is they study the storms. Something happens
Somebody,
there too. There's a big shift.
somebody in the back named Luke. Who is that? Who is that? I don't know who that is.
A Luke?
Yeah, Luke.
I'm not sure. I couldn't tell you.
I sure yeah. I sure either. He's got a little birdie for a fucking avatar. I'm not sure either. Don't look familiar. I'll let you sit back there in the back for a little bit if you want to.
I couldn't tell you right off the top.
Well, I don't know him either. You know what I mean? That's another thing too. I mean, anybody got a clue? Nobody's got a clue. You know, I'm gonna be a little wary because I don't know who you are. I don't even recognize the thingamajigger. Anyway,
Yeah, I don't see nothing in either one of the chats, so I don't know.
but especially for anybody in the chat, you know who you are. If I know you, you're welcome up. You know what I'm saying? You know who you are. You know who you are. If I know you. Damn it, Luke. I am your father. You have dirt. I hear you. Yeah, yeah. It's, there's a. I mean, the thing is like I think the only dirt out there right now is probably could be found on an old VHS tape or probably a Polaroid somewhere. That's probably the only dirt.
Some of those could have got Mandela, you know, they may no longer exist, you know.
Ah, man, I don't really give a shit if they do or don't. Honestly, I don't give it something that was
Yeah.
something that happened.
The only
So
existence is your memory.
Right. What I'm saying though.
Is it
That's what I
really your
don't
memory?
understand, man. No, this is, I was sitting there having this conversation with somebody else the other day. I was like, for instance, okay, all right, like for me, my generation, some of the questionable things that we did in our past never got to the internet because the internet wasn't there. All right. So now there's a lot of questionable things that are being done on the internet right now with these younger generation. All right. I just can imagine when they're in their 50s and 60s and 70s, and what they would think when they look back and they see their great grandchildren fucking looking at the videos that they made back when they were, you know, um, I don't know.
Yeah. I guess it definitely gives an avenue to create like a purposeful or digital footprint or something. Maybe who knows how far this experience will go. I mean, both of us still got a lot of years left. So I mean, who knows what we can see it evolve into. I like to think that maybe someday, I don't know, maybe somebody's uh I don't know if you have children. I don't have children. Maybe someday somebody else's children or grandchildren, they could go back and see a digital archive when, grandpa went live, or, grandma went live, or however it may be. That'd be kind of
Right.
cool. But yeah, who knows? Who knows what it'll expand into? I mean, since 2000, I mean, just think how far we've come since then, since 2000, with different technologies and just interactions and interfaces. It's like earlier I was watching this documentary. I forget the channel. It's a channel that like finds like old little documentaries and archives and reposts them. But they were showing this almost like Star Wars type vehicle that they were trying to. It was a whole alleged a whole sector of technologies and stuff. They said they canned it and stuff, but ultimately no. But yeah, some of the stuff they was doing back then in like the 50s and stuff they was working on, man, it was like it was bizarre.
Yeah. I mean, and you think about all right, you know, when a lot of this technology was not just shelved on something that was just been advanced ever since. You got to think about it like you think about what was able to be done back in the 40s and stuff like that. And then, and now with the like solid state and, even like fucking, was it, um, what do you call it? Uh, yeah, surface mount type technology and stuff like that with the really tiny components and stuff.
Oh yeah.
Um, so and 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 things are getting smaller and smaller and smaller with much more, and all this other stuff when it comes down to the circuitry and all that kind of it's craziness. Uh, what I start thinking about like because I know when, for instance, that well, I don't know, can't tell you how I know. I mean, because it's just mostly just research that I did, but um, the Manhattan Project, um, was it no, not the Manhattan? Yeah, it was no the Philadelphia experiment. I'm sorry, the Philadelphia experiment. They they've done at least I say at least four other attempts or whatever to get it right. I don't know if they actually got it right or not, but um, um, I think when the first time it happened, the one that's like most famous in a sense is because the SWR wasn't right, and it had a feedback, and that's what ended up happening. That's my opinion, anyway.
Mm.
And all you gotta do is just correct that, get that to the point where that's working better, and then and you're more harmonic. You know what I'm saying? So just on a lot of different experiments and a lot of different technology and stuff like that. Because I mean, I think they do have like 0 point stuff. 0 point energy sources and stuff like that. Uh, I mean, there was that one where it was like what was it called? It was like a mercury generator, and this thing was like could power like the whole city or more. Britain's got one that will power the whole fucking island.
Well, I definitely believe they have, whoever it may be, they definitely has the technologies or the capabilities to do. Yeah, it's slowly, some things slowly but surely trickle down into the civilian aspect of certain technologies. It all started from up above. Or you even just think of it like automobiles. You had your luxury automobiles, then you had your standard ones, and then it just slowly started trickling down. The things that were standard in luxury cars started trickling down, and you've seen in your average cars certain things.
Well, that's the thing. It's like, okay, when is it going to be like the Jetson type of thing where you have like flying cars? Is it normal? You know, what I mean, have you seen those
Uh,
ones that are like little like drones that you like four propeller drones that you can sit in and and fly around? Have you ever seen those?
yeah, I've seen different videos of different things like that. Yeah, I
All
mean
right,
they
well,
have certain technologies, but it's
well,
kind of weird to think about it.
well, check this out, man. If they started fucking really promoting races, hop, what's up? Races like NASCAR type of shit, or even like in Indy type. It's like where you like do all the different courses through different types of terrain or some shit like that. Do stuff like that, man. That would be like a whole new sport. Kind of like a new racing sport. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Oh yeah, you
And,
could in
and
today's marketplace. You definitely could find some type of promoter or somebody to get behind it. But yeah, if you got one of the big names to get behind it, that could definitely boost it for sure.
yeah, like what is it? What is that? That extreme shit. That oh god, what is it? I don't know if it's a Monster or Red Bull. I don't know. One of those things. You get something like that. But I mean, if you're in it for the wreck, like how like people that go to
Oh
like
well, yeah,
NASCAR,
somebody like Red Bull would definitely pick it up.
you know what I mean?
Yeah, they're
Yeah,
always doing some type of crazy jump stunts or something. Yeah,
right. I mean, because if you think about it, man, can you imagine the advancements of that stuff? Just because people would probably custom, I would want it like a customized stuff. It doesn't have to be like they all have to be the exact same fucking vehicle. No, I want like, you know, I want to be able to do something like, I mean, I'm talking about every car is different because they customized it the way they want to. You know what I mean? To
oh,
and
you'd be riding around like Fifth Element.
badass, dude. I
I
wonder
mean, it
how.
could
I mean,
definitely happen at some point. The Jetsons timeline took place in the
stuff.
year 2062. We're only 36 years away from that.
If we make it, you know what I mean? If we make it, you know what I mean? Because I mean, oh shit, there could be a whole lot of other things that could. I don't know. There's a whole lot of other things that can go wrong in
I'll
between
still
there.
be posting shorts about it if I'm here. You
Well,
know.
the thing is, that's the thing, though. That's the thing. It's like, okay, you think about it, like that's the point B on your. Okay, let's say that's a point B, that date, for instance, or whatever. All right,
Mhm.
between here and there is life that you remember. It's oh my gosh, there's all
Yeah,
kinds of
that's
shit.
my whole lifetimes. That's my whole life over again because I'm 37 now. So 36 years from now, that'd be my whole life again.
Yeah,
Damn, I gotta double up to double down. That's how they get you. Oh man. Well, yeah, you got you a nice sunset there.
yeah. I mean, it's going to be dark soon out here, so I'm probably going to be walking back to the house. But yeah, I mean, um, if I was up on
Mosquitoes
the
bad
hill,
down there.
well, I mean, yeah, they're getting that way. You hear it? Can you hear it? The
No,
mosquitoes.
I hear all the little bugs and stuff chirping in my background.
No, I was about to say because I mean, I did this one video. I was outside and it was right after sunset, and I was videoing like something up in the sky and stuff like that. And the damn mosquitoes, they'd fly right next to the microphone. And I didn't realize it until I went back and listened to that video with headphones on. It's like the goddamn thing was attacking my ear. I actually flinched. You know what I'm saying? Uh,
Yeah, about this time next month, yeah, it'll be mosquito fest. It'll probably be on. All the other little critters then started waking up.
this is around the time when they start fucking coming out too. You know what I'm saying? Right
I don't
after.
know. I hope maybe that snowpocalypse 2.0 that we got here, maybe that did something beneficial. I know it wasn't, but just a one day event. But I don't
What?
know.
Uh, I'm kind of wondering what's my hurricane season's going to look like. Was it going to be a fucking hot summer like it was last year? I don't fucking know, man. So it's kind
I'll
of
be leaning
weird.
more towards like last year.
You think?
Yeah, well, I mean, just on my personal opinion, because the last three winters here have had more intensity to it. Not the duration, but just the once a day event. The once a day event turned from maybe a little sleet to having 5 6 inches of snow on my property this year. I'm interested to see what the hurricane season is going to be because last year, I mean, it was pretty much non-existent for the states. You
Right.
know, I know there was some damage down in the Caribbean and stuff like that, but just unfortunately, their location, they get it in a lot of different ways, even if not directly. Just the patterns that the storms have taken. But
Right.
I don't even know.
So, I mean, that's the thing. It's like I'm just curious what I mean. I don't know what's gonna happen. I mean, you know what I'm saying. And but I'm gonna tell you, uh, there's just weather wise, there's a lot of shit that's involved. I mean, it's not a lot of nature. There's other shit involved. So
Yeah, organic and non.
yeah, for real.
Oh man, yeah, I love this time of the year. Feels nice out. It's warm, but all the little bugs that aggravate you, they ain't started coming out yet.
This damn tripod's heavy.
But shoot, there's so many different frogs, toads, lizards, salamanders, and stuff. They definitely help out.
Well, yeah, I guess. Yeah, I mean, there is a lot of like little. I got little tiny minnows and stuff like that, little baby fish, stuff like that in there that bunch up with stuff, and also what is it? Dragonflies. So,
Oh yeah, dragonflies. Yeah, there's a lot of them in my area. Man, I
so that helps.
used to see the lightning bugs all the time, but I don't see them as much anymore. I used to see them all
Same,
the time as a kid.
same here, dude. Same here. I saw a little bit. I saw maybe like one or two last year. That's about it.
I remember coming up as in the '90s, dude. It would just see whole droves of them. It wasn't
Right.
missing them. Sure, you couldn't help but see them.
Yeah, I remember when we were kids, we used to go out there and catch them and put them in jars and shit. You
Yeah,
know.
lightning bugs or fireflies, or I think they got different. The people call them different things.
Yeah, same thing, pretty much. I think just different. It depends on where you're at. Okay.
But shoot, that's when you knew you was fixing to have some nice weather. You start seeing the lightning bugs out.
Yeah, I was kind of hoping, I don't know, maybe seeing some turkey and I don't know, seeing if the deer come out. And I don't know.
Yeah, yeah, we have turkey and deer in my area.
I ain't seen anything like that during the daytime, at least. A few years, actually, if you want to know the truth. It's kind of hard to see them around here. Hey, I used to see them all the time when I was younger. But past few years, man, about 3 or 4 years, something like that. It's been
Huh.
rare. They've been kind of like went nocturnal, or they just don't come around anymore.
Yeah, it could be. I imagine they catch hell down in Florida. They don't know which way to run to next. Oh man. And then I know like the storms and stuff. I mean, I don't know to what level it affects that type of population. Um,
Well, I'm gonna tell you, like back there in the woods, like because it, not a lot. There was a lot of pine trees back there. They just snapped, like in midway or whatever, and just leaned
yeah,
over. And we haven't done anything with it. It's just there. So that's kind of like a new obstacle course for anything that goes around on it there now. So I mean, it could be one way or the other. But I
and
ain't
depending
seen.
on.
But
Oh no, I'm sorry.
yeah, it's all right. I'm walking at the same time. But
And depending on where you're living, because the couple I did the job for this morning, uh, they had to get some stuff fixed and rebuilt on their house. But there was this massive. I don't know. It was a. I forgot how old the lady said the oak tree was, but it was an older than anybody living out there. But it fell over, and because they live on this slope right on the river, she got one quote from one company, and they said for them to even come in, it's going to be $90,000. And then she got a couple other quotes. Make a long story short, one company came in, brought a crane in, and chopped it up. But she said, yeah, it was about $30,000 for that one tree
damn.
because it like fell behind the house, and they had to park like a. They man, they she said they had to bring in a massive crane, and they had to
Oh
park like
yeah,
out at the
that's
in
what.
their front yard and kind of like chop it up. She said they had to chop it up in like 1,000 pound sections and pull it out a piece at a time.
Yeah, that's what costs the money is the equipment and the man people and the amount of people you got out there.
Hmm. Yeah, she said that particular tree company was the one that did it was from out of Texas. 'Cause, yeah, there was tree companies from all over the place. Texas, I even seen companies all the way from Canada. Man, yeah, it was companies from everywhere, you know, helping out or doing whatever they could.
Maybe I ought to sit here and start a fire. I can start a fire. Do y'all want to sit by the fire? Huh?
Yeah, that's a nice sunset right there. Shoot, yeah, got it going on.
You mind if I start a fire? You mind?
I don't mind.
Huh? Yeah, I'm gonna start a fire.
Even if I did mind, I don't think it would stop you. You know? No, I don't.
No, I'm already in the mood, so why
There
not?
you go. Why not?
Let me see here. Let me get this. Yeah, get all the stuff just right here. A little higher up
That was
over
one of the
here.
positive sides, I guess, about the storm. Shoot, I was able to collect enough wood to kickstart the next global warming event.
Right.
I don't use it. I don't use it for heating or anything. I'll use it to cook with, or I got a little fire pit. I'll throw a couple logs in there every now and then. Oh yeah, today was a good day. Oh yeah, campfires bring on the stories.
Hey, what's that? What? Huh?
Shell said campfires bring on the stories.
Well, I don't know. I guess depends. I don't know how much stories you got there. What you got stories?
Shoot, I don't know. I could always come up with think of something. I don't know. Let me think about it. Pretty sure I got one. Just trying to find my fire as we spoke, but yeah, I know I could have sat out there on the river all day. They knew it too. They was trying to trap me. It's like, yeah, I'm going to go get some Zaxby's for lunch. Y'all want anything? I was like, nah, I'm good right now. Can't slow down my momentum. You know what I mean? Once you get in that zone, shoot. Well, you know it. I'd have been over there in the swing, knocked out. I'm gonna have to go out there sometime and do some fishing. Guy said he don't never do no fishing out there no more.
I don't do that much anymore. I haven't done it in a long time. Put it that way. I don't eat that much fish all that much. So
Yeah,
mhm. It's the only thing.
even if I ain't really catching to eat, I still enjoy it. You know, it's kind of uh, maybe relaxing or therapeutic in a way. You know, see if I still got it. What'd you miss, buddy? What happened? Oh yeah, we got some live action.
I'm just cutting those some fat lighter. So
There you go. Ain't nothing wrong with that. Doing the same thing.
uh,
I said I'm doing the same thing. You know, a
I
different,
hear
just
you.
in a different form.
I hear you.
Shoot, yeah.
Let's see here. So hopefully.
Oh, it did. I don't know why. It just made me think of it. They did. They reopened a local dirt track. We had a dirt track. We had a couple, but we had one. Uh, Modoc Speedway, and it was open for years. You know, and they had different type of classes and different races out there. But I don't know. Years ago, they shut it down. I don't really know the real reason. Uh, maybe the people who was backing it or something happened. I don't know the whole story, but it shut down. But they just reopened it. Uh, what's the day? Saturday. Yeah, they reopened it last night. They're gonna start having. They reopened it, and they said it's gonna be reopened every weekend like it used to be. I ain't went out
Really?
there in years.
Huh. Well, you know, there's a few things that were around here that are not here anymore that I wish it was still around, and it would, give the locals something that they want. You know what I mean? I don't know. Cause I mean, I miss the mom and pop type grocery stores that actually cater to the people that fucking are live around there. You know what I mean? Not
Yeah,
these corporations type like Publix or whatever. You know what I mean?
yeah. It's almost like a food desert in some areas.
Right.
Even if you have access, it's real limited.
Well, I mean, I'm not saying I like pickles, pig's feet, but it'd be nice to have a goddamn place that have it after that because people do like that shit. You know what I mean?
Shit. Yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah.
I mean, pickled pig's feet. Oh no, come on now. I can think I find something else. That's just me.
No, it's all right. You just had a little craving there for a moment. You just, thinking about an old memory you didn't even know you had. Hey,
Right, right,
I'd
yeah,
tear that foot up. I'd eat the whole
uh-huh.
foot.
Yeah, I fucking.
Yeah. You go in there to get one day, and the guy in front of you, he don't even use the little the grabber. He just sticks his whole hand in there, and looks back at you while he's doing it.
Oh hell fire! Yeah, because oh hell fire! Hell no.
He's like, oh, the vinegar, it's all right. The vinegar will kill anything. Go ahead and get you one. Yeah, I'll grab you one for you. he, he reaches in there with his hand and tries to hand you one. Yeah, the hell out of here.
I don't know if that's going to catch it or not. But hopefully that'll catch. No, that's enough to catch that wood I got underneath it. Hopefully, and then maybe a little bit will go down. And I got some dry grass, and yeah, that's going to go in a second.
Oh, yeah.
It might get. I don't know. Try and get some. Yeah, there you go. There it goes. A little bit, but try and get it on both sides and get something going where and get some of those bigger logs going.
I think that
These
was
are
your
dying
problem. You
out.
got lemonade with too many things in it. A mango cotton candy lemonade. Yeah, that's too many. That's too many ingredients. It's too many.
Is it,
I
dude?
don't know.
I actually at one time, man, they closed it down, but there was this like a tropical smoothie place,
Yeah.
dude. Man, I'd go in there and get a big one of those. That man, I'd need to figure out the exact recipe on how they did that shit because I want to do that at home, but I want to use like I don't know, add my own shit in there. I've got a blender where I can do that. I just haven't done it.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I know what you mean. Make your own blends.
Yeah, because I mean, you think about like all this stuff out here in nature. When it comes down to the foods and stuff, you know, has benefits for different types of uses and stuff. All types of medical uses and stuff. I don't know. Add a little bit of that in there with drink. That just kind of instead of like going out there and getting pharmaceuticals or even go down there and getting those vitamins you can get at the store or whatever. Uh,
Oh, definitely. Yeah.
I don't know, just trying to add. I'm sitting there thinking of like different ways I can try and like add that into my diet, that kind of thing. How that kind of thing.
Yeah, definitely like different smoothies and stuff like that. You can add stuff to it. And I mean, it's packed with just vitamins and stuff. and you figure it's pretty easy to consume. It's in a drink, so you're drinking it as you go or whatnot. But yeah, there's definitely options. Whatever you're trying to do, for sure. I got a juicer. I bought a
Oh
what is
man,
it?
yeah, yeah,
Was it Top Shelf? Not Top Shelf, but Top Shelf or one of those brands. I got it at Ollie's a couple years back. Man, I love that thing. And then you shoot, man. You can put whatever you want, man. You can, and it's one of those ones that separates the juice from the pulp. Or the,
yeah. I hear you, man. You
yeah.
know. Oh shit! I forgot. I ain't got my glasses on. I can't fucking read the chat. Damn it! What's going on here?
All right, the peaches and cream milkshake. That sounds legitimate. Sounds like it's doable. I've never been a fan of cotton candy, so of course I don't. I'm not a fan of cotton candy flavored stuff.
Right. Well, yeah, I've had it a couple of times, but it's not something I go out and try and get.
Yeah.
You know, I just back in the day when I dated a carny chick.
Things happen. You know what I mean? Things happen. The life of a corny. You know. Imagine it's pretty exciting. You know. Could be an adrenaline rush at moments. It's this channel. I forget the name of it. I seen it on YouTube, and it was like I don't think any of the videos are new. It looked like it was recorded. I don't know, maybe in the early 2000s or something, and it was just like traveling around and showing these like it was like a reality show of carnies. It was showing these people out on the circuit and things they did and setting up, and it was interesting to watch for sure, to say the least.
It's definitely a different lifestyle, for sure.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. It was funny. It was like the Trailer Park Boys of carnies, but it was real people.
Right. Right.
I don't know if
It
you ever
can be.
seen that show, The Trailer Park Boys.
Yeah, I did. I have. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a good analogy. Yeah.
But yeah, these were real people. They wasn't acting. This was their life.
Yeah. I mean, it's interesting, man. I mean, I did at one time. I used to do the medieval, like was it
Renaissance fairs.
the Renaissance fairs around the country and stuff.
Yeah,
Because it's like a circuit. You go from one fair, you can go to the next, go to the next, all just all over the country and shit like that.
yeah.
And I did that for a little while. Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's definitely a different. That's a different type of people too.
Yeah. Uh,
It's fun though. I had fun to a point. I mean, until I didn't. Put it that way. Put it that way. I had fun until I didn't.
Oh yeah, no doubt. We've all had some interesting runs, you know. At some point, we're like, man, we're not going to make it to the end of this one, but we did somehow, you know, for better or worse,
Right. Yeah. Yeah, for sure.
you know. I've made some bad choices in my life. That's when I figured out you really got to stay away from women named after vehicles or automobiles. You know what I mean? Mercedes, Lexus, you know, Kia,
Right.
like instant red flags, you know.
Yeah.
It
Well,
happens.
yeah. I mean, yeah. Yeah.
You may like the car, you just don't want to, you know, may not want to be with somebody named after it, you know. You never met a somebody Ford. I don't know. Well, nah, I'd probably take that back. There is probably people that's named Ford.
I've personally never met anybody, but that's okay. Probably. But doesn't mean it doesn't exist. Life is definitely an adventure for sure.
Bonnie's trying to get a clip of everything that's glowing in Georgia. I knew this Puerto Rican couple, Mike and Angie. Uh, they used to live down the road from us when we growed up, but man, they used to go sometimes and get in their RV and go visit like their family in like New York or Florida or wherever. But shoot, man, they would always bring back stuff. You know, they'd find stuff growing wild or different plants and stuff. They dig it up, bring it back. Man, their yard was like a forest. You know, different flowers, fruits, all type of stuff.
I'm thinking about um getting, growing some azaleas out here, man. I love the flowers on them sometimes in the, this time of year, all the
Oh, the
different colors and
azaleas,
stuff.
yeah, I love seeing them.
Well, there used to be more out here at one time, and I wouldn't mind putting more out here again because I mean that would be kind of like a almost like a fence line buffer thing, also, and then that's
Oh
for
yeah,
that, you know.
yeah,
There's just not enough trees out here, and that would be a start anyway for like low light, low bushes and stuff. Yeah, for the fence line, I'm thinking more of like that. For instance, it's just to like have like more of a natural like bushes
yeah.
that make it
Natural
hard to,
barrier.
yeah, natural barrier, all that stuff. I mean, I was even thinking about, like bamboo, the clumping kind that just like grows in like one particular area, basically. It doesn't
Yeah,
spread out. Um, Planting that, uh, difference, like maybe, I don't know, like 10 foot apart, planting them. And then when they grow, they'll like fuse together in a sense from one big fucking bamboo fence line of natural just bamboo growing. That would be something difficult for somebody to get through for that way. That's what I'm thinking. Yeah. Or like, or even like, like, um, was it, like blueberries or something like that that's got thorns on it. You know what I mean?
yeah.
Plant a
There
bunch
you
of that
go.
shit.
And you get the fruit from it.
Yeah, exactly. Or something, some kind of something that's got like a lot of thorns and just make it really difficult for somebody to get through it. Almost like, like barbed wire almost. You know?
Imagine weather-wise, I think most things would do pretty well in that zone, that area.
Yeah, that's the thing in this area. Well, where I'm sitting is like one big sand hill. So I mean, it's like actually it's like an ant hill. The whole damn area right here is one big ant hill. You know what I mean? It's like you think you killed them off in one ant hill, they'll just move to a different one.
Nah, they've joined forces. They've joined
Uh,
forces with the other ants.
there is some industrial stuff, man. That next thing you know, that the whole ground will be black with nothing but fucking dead ants on the top of it. There's That's the industrial shit. Yeah. I'm not too.
Careful, you might cause a sinkhole. You know, they might just all seize up in one area.
Because I've actually thought about that too. When it comes down to, you see those guys who take like molten like lead or whatever, and then and throw it down an ant hill, and then like basically making the whole the ant hill, the formation out of that lead.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. Shit, the gophers out here, man, they make all kinds of tunnels out here, though. I mean, man, if you made like a map of all that stuff, man, it'd go acres of that.
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah.
What's up, Joe?
Heck yeah. He found
You
the
were
new
looking
Black
for a
Panther
new
party
Black Panther party for the
right on time. Yeah, he
fuck.
hear you.
Wait a minute, here, I'll throw the link in if you want to fucking. You want to join the party, man?
Let the minutes reflect this meeting. Yeah, before you know, you'll have your whole bamboo forest. You know, it'll be like Crouching Tiger back there.
Well, see, I started thinking about that on the bamboo end of it too, because what I really would love to have out here personally. This is just me. If I had full control over it and I did it, and I can do this, is that really big bamboo that gets about like almost 2 inches in around. You know what I'm saying? The really big bamboo that grows really tall and they use it for scaffolding in China. Right? So I was like, man, I want some of that growing out here. And I started thinking about like, what if that, because I mean, that could be used for all kinds of stuff, for like building materials and making furniture and whatever. You know what I mean? That could be, that could, compete, I guess, if I did, with the pine tree fucking, industry. I don't know,
Oh yeah.
but
Shit, you'd
that's
be surprised. There's some areas like that with bamboo forests like that around here, man. It's crazy how massive they've done gotten.
well, I mean, I don't know if it'll be if it would work even like on this piece of property, for instance, because I don't know if it's got enough water right here where I'm at. But if I did that, I'd have to, give it what it needs because I mean, shit, man, the size of some of that stuff, man, that grows out there in China and stuff, man, it's just massive. I mean, they use them for like building houses out of it, and
Oh yeah, yeah. I've seen different structures that incorporate it. Yeah, or even like the smaller stuff. I mean, you could use it on different projects. You know, you could build different things. You could build trellises or all type of stuff with it. But yeah.
well, this used to have it was like a pine wood all through here. It was all planted pine at one time, and that's right now. What's out here now is it's all gone, except there are a few oak trees and stuff that were here and that were pretty big at the time. That's pretty just scattered around. A lot of trees actually fell during Hurricane Michael, so we lost those. But there's just not anything here anymore. You know what I mean? And the last time it got timbered, that was the last time it was planted. So I'm thinking about that. That multi generational wealth, like you said earlier. something that could be left behind and that can continue and continue and continue. You know what I mean?
Oh
And
yeah.
the only problem is like, especially with the boomer generation, it's always like, oh, we just want everything with the value to go sky high so they can sell it and make a bunch of money. That's, it's just flip it, man, flip it, flip it. You know what I mean? Um, that kind of fucked a lot of shit up. You know what I mean? Because, in my opinion, because they're not thinking about that fucking future generations. They're just thinking about now and what they can get before they die. You know, I don't know. That's just my experience anyway.
Yeah, things are a lot different now.
What do you think it'd be like if Generation X was actually in charge?
What generation is that? Is that the one right after boomers?
Yeah,
No, I mean that's pretty much where we're not at now, aren't we?
I don't know how many people in leadership are in that age group.
You know, I mean the boomers, I mean you know, pretty sure. I mean, I'm pretty sure that's over retiring age. You know, so
Yeah,
I don't know. Probably Generation X and a mixture of whatever's after that. Whatever came after Generation X. What was
was
it
it
that?
millennials or something like that?
Millennials. It might have
I
been
think.
millennials. I don't. I forget them. I get them mixed up. I always remember boomers as the oldest of the generations they've given us. I don't know. I don't know what they called people before boomers. I don't know if they classified it like that. You know,
I didn't pay attention, but I think there is
what was
some
it
things.
like the last generation or something? It was something they called them. You know, but it just seems like in our timeline when we talk about like I don't know generation classes and stuff, it just kind of starts with the boomers. You know.
Well, that's my parents. Put it that way. You know,
Yep.
and that's that age group, and if they're still around, but you know, um, and before that would be like, was it that was from like that the World War II were from veterans, and Korea, and all that shit. That those veterans and stuff, they're like
Yeah.
they're like probably right now if they're still alive, they're probably in their 80s, 90s, and stuff like that. Probably even something like that. That generation. What was that generation? I can't remember exactly.
Yeah. Yeah, they definitely lived a full life. Seen a lot. Some not so good, but still seen a lot.
Well, that's why that's what I always come into my mind. It's like I look at old pictures, old video back in the day. You know what I mean? And I have my own thoughts and stuff like that of what I see in that video or what I see in that picture. And then, I start thinking about what would people think when they started looking at what we're making right now in this moment, right now, 100 years from now, or 200 years from now, what they would be thinking about what they're looking at. I don't know. It's one of those things.
Oh yeah. That's the interesting thing about it, is I guess we can only live it forwards, but since sometimes it can only be understood by looking back at times, certain
Because
events, certain
hey,
times.
well, people in the future are they're already seeing it. They've seen it because we're making it right now. So people in the
Yeah.
future they've
Making
already seen
futures great again.
it. Yeah. So,
No, I don't have the right ring to it.
well, Yeah, but we do need to do something. I don't know, man. See, that's my thing, man. You know, it's like all I got is this mouth of mine that's just kind of like, talk about shit. I can't physically do it because I'm only one person. If there was a million of me, that would be a different story, right? Yeah.
But platforms like this, it definitely opens you up to audiences. People hearing. You know, you never know.
Well, that's the thing, dude. Um, Communication is key. Communication is key, and secure communication is even more key. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah,
There's a lot of things that we can discuss or whatever like that, but there's certain things that can only be discussed. Like for instance, like you sitting here in a chair next to this fire with me. You know what I'm saying?
yeah, yeah, yeah. Or even like on the phone. Some things is just better
Not
in
yeah,
person.
I know, and that's what's the scariest part about it. When it comes down to the whole surveillance state, you know what I mean? All this stuff being, all these things, these different types of data centers and stuff like we have, complete, pretty much back doors to all our fucking cell phones and shit. All right, and this is another thing too because it's like it's making decisions and then it's like in powerful positions where, for instance, like okay, I'll, I'll okay, I'll give you an example: the flock cameras. Now, some of these cops are taking fucking flock camera fucking bullshit as gospel, right? Like the AI is fucking like mistaking the tag to be something else that it wasn't, and next thing you know, they're getting fucking with their guns drawn on innocent people. You know what I mean? Because that's the AI fucked up. Like, that's who you
Yeah,
blame. It's almost like automatic fucking driving cars and shit. If you're not driving, who's at blame when it gets into an accident? You know, you know. I mean, um, does the car have insurance? For accidents. When it's
I
driving,
guess it would. I don't know what type of insurances, or like the different driverless cars, or like the Waymo cars that we see.
right?
Um, I don't know what type of insurance. I've always thought about that myself. I think ultimately, if it was deemed the driverless car's fault, I would assume that the company, they pick up the bill or do whatever they need to do. But if somebody hits them, I guess it would be a different story. Even though it's not like a actual driver, I mean, you would still charge it as whoever's responsible for that driverless car. Whoever's product it is. That's like, man, where did I just see? I don't know if it was in the United States or somewhere, but uh, man, it was like it was the funniest, wildest story. You would have like, there's no way this could be real, but it was the robotic dogs and stuff we've been hearing about. And it was
Right.
somewhere the people said that they were having problems with crime after hours or sometime, and somebody convinced them that they get these robotic dogs that's gonna like patrol around, and I don't know. I guess ultimately, I don't think that they can do anything besides just alert somebody else that something's going on. With a camera or a sensor or something.
I,
I said, man, this is wild.
I probably do some redneck ingenuity on that joke, boy. I tell you.
You know what I mean?
But
Like,
when you think about it, can you imagine? Okay, now, if I had complete control where it didn't like, do some weird fucking shit, like Tesla, where that car is always connected with Tesla.
yeah,
I don't want it connected to anything. I want it to be like fully, I have control. If I knew how to code, I'd fucking recode that sucker for it to be like completely me, mine. but I'd make it like a guard dog, you know, where I'd have like a battery station somewhere outside, and then every so often at night, it'd take its rounds around the fucking perimeter, that kind of shit. That'd be kind of cool, you know
Yep.
what I mean? They do that over at fucking Tyndall Air Force Base now. Oh no, no, was it? No, yeah, it's Tyndall Air Force Base. They got a few of those over there now doing that, and around their perimeter and shit like that.
So they've been using like technologies like that in like different military or different forces for a while. You know, they've been like slowly integrating stuff like that.
Did you see the ones that New York wanted to put in place? You know, different types. I think there was like three different style fucking robots and shit they wanted to put in. Like some of them they're just like roam the fucking sidewalks and shit, and you know.
Like RoboCops.
Well, see, that's the thing, you know, that this it's in its infancy. What all of this shit, the AI, the robotics, the fucking. You see how the robots are. They're gonna get to the point where, put it this way, when I was talking about like even like the like those drone things that you can fly. Imagine like kind of like like Robo Wars, you know, where they do the those things, but like with the new robots that are using, like they got the AI's program with fucking kung fu and shit. You know what I mean? Can
Yeah,
you imagine like a boxing match or a fucking or like MMA match with nothing but robots? I mean, can you imagine the money you can make
yeah.
off of something like that, or a
Like
sports
full
scenario?
on. What was that game they had? Rock'em Sock'em Robots.
Right, right, right,
Yeah,
right.
yeah. You
Now,
take
but
Robot Wars to the next level. Yeah, you just have your
you
whole own
you think about
integrated
how,
Rock'em Sock'em.
yeah, and if you didn't have like a whole lot of fucking rules on how to build your robot and modify it, you just you want you know what I'm saying, you got all kinds of
Oh, dude,
different
people would watch
designs.
that.
I
People
mean,
would
you
watch
see,
it.
oh man, and then you think about the advancement of robotics and stuff like that when it comes down to it, like on the military aspect. This is just for fun. I'm just talking about like that. That would be for fun. Like some rednecks doing like that build like big fucking trucks and shit, and all that stuff. It'd be the same thing. You know, uh,
Yeah,
So I mean, I see it like that. But on the government end of it, the military aspect of it too, man. There is that part. You know. On how it can be used.
just be out fighting wars with Transformers and Megazords.
Yeah, dude. I mean, seriously, man. All right. You normalize robots among us all the time. The next thing you know that that's going to be incorporated into law enforcement. That's going to be incorporated into the military somehow. They do it that they use it now on drones and other kind of stuff. You know what I mean? Next thing you know, they'll just justify all this stuff being like mostly autonomous fucking like drones and robots and stuff to do the battle for them. And then when it becomes autonomous, it makes its decisions on its own. It might not have the same goals in mind that you have in mind. You know what I'm saying? So,
John Connor, you must come with me
right?
now.
See what I'm saying, dude? See, the Terminator comes before the Matrix. All right. So, you gotta have the Terminator to put everybody,
Shit,
either
yeah.
dead or in a fucking pod somewhere, fucking generating battery in my life. So the advancement of it, and I mean it could be like another like a fucking I mean seriously, we could be really inventing the fucking Borg and nobody's really paying attention. Because there is how do you control something that is going to be I mean, you can't even control it now. None of these people can control it now. But how do you control something that eventually will be smarter than every human on this planet combined? How do you control that?
I don't know. It's
You
interesting
think
for
about
sure.
you think about the IQ level of fucking an AI will be just like fucking quadrupled, if not more, than the smartest person on this planet. Next thing you know, it'd be smarter than every person
What's
combined
worse?
on the planet.
What's worse? something like that, or just having like a bunch of like insane people that are on the smart devices?
Wait a minute. Say that. Wait a minute. Ask me that one more time. I'm sorry. What?
What would be worse, that what you just said, or having like a bunch of insane people on smart devices?
I don't know. I don't know because I mean I don't know. Actually, neither one of them sound any good. But I don't know. But yeah, I don't know.
Who knows? Who knows where it could go?
I see one of those fucking lights up in the sky again tonight, right now. That is not an airplane. It's not a fucking satellite. I don't know what the fuck it is.
Superman, maybe.
I don't know, man. But if I'm right, I might see another one coming in the same track. There was one night I saw 20 of them, and it was like one behind the other. I was just like, one will go across the sky, and
Yeah,
probably a few minutes later, another one would be like basically in the same pathway. It'll come, I don't know, probably about 3 or 4 minutes in between each other. You know what I mean? And
yeah.
another
That
one
happened here
comes.
on New Year's night.
And I've tried to get like, see, I can't do it while I'm on a StreamYard because I can't zoom in and the camera sucks and all that shit. But um, when I just do like a regular static type video, I can zoom in a lot more. And I've zoomed in. All right, now I can tell you, it's not an airplane or anything like that because for one, it doesn't have any blinking lights on it. All right, it's just a solid white light, and it looks like it's a really high elevation, and it's moving pretty fast across the sky. You know what I mean? And if it's a satellite, why would it have a one shining light? One solid light, constant the whole way. I mean, I just don't see that happening. But anyway, I don't know what it is.
Yeah, or like that alleged meteor that allegedly exploded over Ohio last week.
Well, you know what I heard? Also, there was the highest count of fucking Bigfoot sightings at that same time. Did you know that?
Really?
Yes, at that same time, that was the highest amount of official like Bigfoot sightings.
I guess the
I,
portal's opened.
I don't know, man. That was just a weird. That's just like a weird fucking coincidence, coinkydink. You know what I mean?
Huh.
So I don't know. I don't know what to think about that because I mean, it's quite possible in my mind. I don't know for sure, but I bet you that the Bigfoot are actually just Anunnaki. You know what I'm saying? I mean, or not Anunnaki, probably Nephilim. They're probably Nephilim. That's probably what they are. And I'm sure they got ways to avoid like game cameras and shit. I don't know.
I don't know. Yeah, there's a lot going on in the sky. Daytime, nighttime.
Man, I'm gonna tell you something, man. That's another thing too. I like, when I was a kid, they had that. What was it? That gosh, I can't remember the name of the TV show. Um, but it was about. It was just like a short thing that came on late at night on TV, and it was this guy was always looking at the stars and stuff. He was like, "Keep looking up." Anyway, I've there was one time. I mean, I've seen some really stuff that I couldn't tell you what it was, but I could tell you what it wasn't. That's what I could tell you. And
Yeah,
and it's just weird, man, because it would be. I'll put it this way: if a damn motherfucker lands a damn flying saucer on my yard, I'm gonna sneak in that motherfucker and take it out for a spin.
I don't know. It definitely happening. It could definitely happen.
You know, like fly in the navigator with that motherfucker.
I think yesterday was Alien Invasion Day, so who knows? Maybe
Was
something
it?
happened yesterday.
Was it really for real?
Yeah, it was like like every day is a day, like
I,
National French Toast Day or something. But I think yesterday was Alien Invasion Day.
I totally missed it.
Yeah, I guess we did. Missed it again. We have to wait till next year.
Right?
You know, I don't know. Who knows? They're gonna be having a big UFC fight at the White House. That's gonna be pretty interesting when that happens.
Oh yeah.
I don't think they've ever done nothing like that before.
Wow. Bread and circuses, right?
They said they're gonna be fighting outside on the South Lawn. They're gonna set it up like that. When is it?
Fight of the gladiators, man.
It's the weekend after my birthday. My birthday's on June the 23rd. I think my birthday's on a Tuesday this year. So whatever Saturday that is after that, that's the weekend that they're having it at the White House. The 250 UFC White House Jamboree. I don't think
Right.
that's their official title, but that's just what I call it. Yeah, I think they got a fancier name. I think they're calling it the Terror Dome. I think that's what they're calling it. Yeah, Terror Dome. Two men enter, only one
Three
man
men,
leaves.
one man. Oh
Yeah,
man, that's actually, man, I think how it should be done. You know, you get the leaders of the fucking world, get them out there in the fucking Thunderdome, and then fight it out and leave us the fuck out of it. You know,
yeah. It's just gonna be like a flaming cage. Like they used to do in wrestling back in the day. The Hell in a Cell matches.
right?
It's just gonna be a flaming cage.
Yeah, I would pay for. I would watch pay-per-view on that motherfucker.
They're gonna bring Ric Flair out. He's gonna be the special guest referee. They're gonna let him give one last hoorah.
Right.
Woo! Oh, you let Sylvester Stallone and Mr. T battle it out one more time. You know what I mean? Shoot, go all out with it.
All right. Once that catches, that'll fucking last a while. And I might shut that light off.
Oh yeah, what you got planned for tomorrow?
What was that?
What
What
you
was that?
got planned for tomorrow?
I'm not sure yet, man. I mean, there are things that I do need to do. Put it that way.
Yeah,
I can continue with my procrastination, or I could not procrastinate tomorrow and do something.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
There
That's
you
about
go.
where it's at right there on that end of it. I mean, seriously, I mean, it's either I, sit there and say, okay, I need to get it done. Let's get it the fucking done, and just get it done, and then I won't think about it. Have to think about it anymore. But and I've got a number of different things um, that that I got to do. Like I got a bunch of shit, like I said, stored in that one building back there. I got to clean out, and it's just a pain in the ass. And then a lot of that shit I got to either try and sell or just throw on the side of the road and see if anybody wants it, that kind of thing. And
Just
then,
put your Nikes on and just do it.
yeah, I know, man. It's just a pain in the ass, man. I'm just like, God dang. Well, that's another thing too. I mean, I got a lot of metal and shit that I can probably just fucking get rid of and open up some of that stuff up, and and I need to get the trailer over here and just load it up with a bunch of shit and take it out to the damn scrap yard or whatever, or the junkyard or whatever,
Yeah,
and just get rid of it.
yeah.
Um,
We got a couple metal yards in our area.
well, that's just something else I got to do too. I mean, it's just a matter of getting out there and spending the day doing it. And it's like, I don't know, man. I do have
Yeah,
tomorrow off, so I mean, there is that. I can do it. I have the opportunity. It is Sunday though. I don't know if I can.
yeah. Today was my off on day. I was off, but I was still on. Yeah,
Where? Wait a minute. Where did you find that big cauldron? Oh, it's actually those big lay down type propane tanks for houses and shit. The big ones. I got one of those and I cut the two ends off of it. That's one of the ends of it. That's what that is. And I got the center. Once I get the two ends off of it, the center of it, that's my burn barrel. That's what I use for a burn barrel because I don't I burn everything except glass and cans. I don't give a shit. I just burn everything. I'm contributing to the fucking the carbon credit, carbon footprint. But that's what that is, Cheryl. It's just like I have the other one somewhere. I can't remember where I put it now. I think about it. It's just another. I just use it for like a burn pit type of thing. You know, I need to put a couple. Actually, I need to get either use my side grinder or whatever, just to cut some slits or some holes in it somewhere. I want to put some holes in the bottom of it to get a little bit more airflow from the bottom. I mean, I've got one massive hole in the bottom, but I want to put a couple more in the sides and shit and get a little bit more airflow right at the bottom of the flames. I just haven't done it. If I had a cutting torch, I'd do that. I just cut a few holes in it, but I don't have one. Anthony, what are you talking about? What? It's a great idea. Well, yeah, I mean, think about like those old propane tanks. Sometimes, man, it's just like nobody's using them anymore or anything like that. Because I got another one. I'm thinking about if I can ever get a hold of it. Just drag it from one house. They don't use it anymore, and they just want to get rid of it. And I'm bringing it over here. I'm going to do the same thing on with that one too. I'm going to cut the ends off of it and do some other stuff with it. I don't know.
I'm back.
10-4, 10-4. Matter of fact, I might have to dip out in a second. And I think I got some more coffee in there. I need to fill up my coffee.
Yeah, I had to go get something to drink, and yeah, they said the possible alien invasion probably wouldn't be to the 25th or the 26th, so we're good. They pushed it back a few days.
Well, I got a countdown from when the gravity's supposed to go, flip,
Yeah, I heard about. I seen that article. When is that in August? August the 17th or August the 13th?
or April or something. It starts with an A, I think. It was one of those two. I don't know.
Yeah, when everything's supposed to lose like zero gravity for so many seconds,
Right.
allegedly.
Allegedly. But can you, I'm going to tell you something, man. I've got a countdown on my damn phone, man. Like, to remind me. So I'll be
Man,
like,
could you imagine how
make sure
bad
I
that
got
could
something to
be?
hold
Just
on to, you know?
just theoretically trying to even fathom that.
Yep.
And then when it comes back, dodging everything that's coming back down.
Well, yeah. I mean, it depends
Because
on
even if
how high you think about it, like, depending on how high you got up,
the
you
speed,
know,
yeah, even
and
if it
that,
was for 30 seconds, you know what I mean? Just imagine how far up something would go and just say 20 miles an hour in 30 seconds. That's a pretty
well,
good
yeah.
little distance
I
up,
don't
no
know.
matter how heavy it is to come back
If
down
it,
there.
if it just clicked out for 7 minutes, like it said, like that, so supposedly, if it does, for instance, so you think about it, like, oh, I don't know, like, okay, like if it's like just an on-off switch, for instance, I don't know, but let's say if it just like an on-off switch, and how fast and how high would you go? I have no idea what that rate would be. But then you
I
think
would have,
about like when it clicks back on, it's like in that fall. You know what I mean? No matter if you hit something or not, you're gonna hit. You know what I
I would
mean?
assume that the
So,
force would be equal to double the force of whatever we consider gravity. Like if we drop something or something falls off the table or something falls, the ratio to figure up the speed
yeah,
of
the
which that's
exact
falling. I, I think it would be
right.
as equal. It would have to be as equal, in my opinion. Now, it
Probably
could be more, but it would have to be as equal, and whatever
that
that
sounds
formula
well.
is,
That
I
sounds
forget
reasonable in
exactly.
my mind. You know what I mean?
You know,
But you think okay, then there you go. So yeah, you in 7 minutes. Think about how high you'd be up.
oh, 7 minutes would be ridiculous. Yeah, just uh, think about
Because I
these
think that's
alleged
what it
like
is.
rocket shuttles and stuff that we see and stuff like that.
That's what they're. I think that's, if I'm not mistaken, that's what they're talking about. That's what it's supposedly going to do. You know what I mean? And I was like, man, you better maybe hold on to something or whatever around that time if it does. But um, I don't know. That would just be so fucking interesting.
And
Lack of better words, interesting. It'd be so interesting.
yeah, if anybody's wondering, it was this. I think it was what allegedly NASA that did the study or whatever behind that.
Yeah, Project Anchor, I think it was
Yeah.
actually. But,
It's funny it's called Project Anchor, because if something like that happened, you would hope you'd want to have a hell of an anchor.
yeah, it's weird.
I don't know. Shoot.
But, they're trying to they're trying to say it's all been like, there's some people out there are trying to say it's all been debunked and blah 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 and all this, and they're trying to say it never happened, that kind of shit. I don't know. You look at it,
Might need to get out of the city for the week regardless. You know?
well, something, man, because you think about it, man. I was sitting trying to think about it. Like I looked into the damn calendar and it's around that time. It's like it's supposed to be in the like I'm in the central time zone, so it'd be in the morning, like in the morning time. Like before 9, I think. I can't remember exactly. They were talking about like an actual time and date. And so I'm sitting there thinking about like where am I going to be at that time? You know what I mean? Okay, all right, well, when my alarm goes off, I better like fucking, no matter where I'm at, figure out where I can go
Yeah,
to fucking.
I know, right? Oh, damn. Hopefully it don't happen, but man,
Yeah, no shit, dude. You know what I'm saying? That would be something. Okay, but can you imagine though?
like
But
how
you're ready for
widespread would it be? Would it be like the entire Earth, or would it be like in certain spots?
it. From what I understand, the whole fucking planet, dude. That's
Oh,
what I
dude, that'd be
fucking
massive.
understand.
I mean,
You know,
that's
that's
like
what.
I don't know what type of event you call it. I don't know.
Well, it would definitely be. Well, it would be on the scale of biblical, wouldn't it?
I
Yeah.
mean, yeah, yeah, something like that. Yeah, it definitely has the, yeah, man would have to do some crazy stuff to do that.
Well, yeah, because how, yeah, unless we've made some really, some visitors from some other places really fucking angry and to decide, well, we're going to do something about this and we're going to fuck everything up and we're, bring you
Yeah,
back to the Stone Age type of shit. You guys are getting a little bit too frisky, that kind of shit.
could
You
have
know
a
what I'm saying?
pre-warning or something about it, or I don't know.
I mean, seriously, man, I look up at there and I'm saying there's definitely more than just us out there and all that. You know what I mean? Even if it's not in this dimension, there's probably some others that have advanced their technology to the point where they can go through dimensions or even go through space, with no problem. You know, just because they, s- I mean, you think about it. Like if there is like, let's just say for shits and giggles,
Yeah,
there's infinite number of versions of us, living out our lives all at the same time simultaneously. All right. There's at least one of everything you can think of. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't,
yeah.
every version that you can even imagine. There's at least that out there in that, in one of those versions. You know, um, because out of an infinite number, I mean, shit, there's got to be at least, I mean, anything. Some things you can't even imagine. That version of it, of what the world is and what you are, and da 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 da. What's up, Sound Minds? What's going on?
I don't know the whole backstory behind it. It was just in one of my YouTube scrolls or findings one day or one night. I don't remember, but it was this channel. Um, it was one of them channels that I don't think it was really their stuff, but it was like a bunch of different art content. It was like an art content channel, basically. But the video that I ended up viewing was this artist. I don't know how he did it, but he just like he was, I guess, I don't know, well known artist. He put word out in different places that he was looking to get people together, and he was trying to find everybody's doppelganger or people that looked alike. That was his particular work at that time. He wanted to photograph people that allegedly had no connection whatsoever, but looks very similar to him. And I forget how many different photos he ended up taking of these people, but most of them was like, wow, man, this is like it's weird.
Well, okay, so, all right. I mean, what do you think about like if I was to use the term cloning, for instance, on doppelganger? I mean, that's possible, maybe in nature that could happen, but I'm sitting there, I start thinking about the cloning scenario. You know, um, if they're able to, if they got these, which they probably do, they've got these like, the pod babies, almost like Cabbage Patch Kids. You know what
Yeah,
I mean? They're growing in these fucking pods and shit. They have no country, no fucking serial number, no fucking birth certificate. That fucking, and you know what I'm saying? Um, that's why I'm really weary about like doing that fucking ancestry.com shit. Fuck that, dude. You're not getting my DNA, motherfucker.
yeah. Give us all your DNA, and we'll tell you where you're from.
Well, see, I find that a little sketchy in my mind. You know what I mean? I could just imagine what could be used. Because I start thinking about all kinds. My mind goes so stretching into some other shit. All right, I don't know if you remember back when I think it was Afghanistan and Iraq war and all that shit. where U.S.
Yeah.
soldiers supposedly had found what they thought was Gilgamesh. All right, now I don't know if you heard about that story or not.
Allegedly what was it, the giant of Kandahar? Is that what
Okay,
you're referring to, that story?
yeah, Gilgamesh and Enkidu and all them. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Well, anyway, they're Nephilim. All right, but anyway, supposedly he was buried. He died and he was buried. And when the Iraq War and all that stuff happened, man, they ended up U.S. soldiers found what they thought or supposedly, this could all be bullshit, but they supposedly found what they thought was Gilgamesh. All right, everything when it comes down to written record of like from like with the Book of Enoch and blah 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 and all that stuff. A lot of other stuff, records and shit. It matches the area where it was where they found it. But can you imagine what you can do with the DNA of a fucking Nephilim?
Yeah. I mean, just imagine the alleged stuff that they put out there, with the sheep years ago, or with the last couple of years. That one company said that it was their goal to bring back the woolly mammoth,
Right,
or
right, exactly.
I think it was the same company that allegedly did something with the dire wolf. Of
Yeah,
course,
with
it
like the
wasn't a
CRISPR
true
technology.
thing, but they like blended like
Yeah.
the old DNA from some new DNA allegedly, and it just made like this. I don't know what you call it, maybe a hybrid. I don't know.
Yeah, in a way, yeah, yeah. It's not exactly. It's got some other stuff
Yeah.
mixed in. But yeah, but still, you know what I'm saying? That's that they're using that CRISPR technology shit. You know what I mean?
Oh
But I
yeah.
mean, you think about it, it's like okay, like a Jurassic Park fucking bullshit. You know, this is the okay. Come on now, you know, didn't we learn something from the movie? You know,
I think sometimes movies
you
may
know.
reflect things that they are doing or have done or may do in the future, or then sometimes maybe uh, they get an idea of a movie and hey, they were like, "Damn, that was a good idea. Maybe we should." Why didn't we
Well,
think it?
yeah,
You know what I mean? Why
yeah.
didn't we think of that?
Well, okay, I've said this before when it comes down. You remember the movie with Arnold Schwarzenegger, Predator?
Yeah, Predator. Yeah,
All right. Well, you know that little thing that he had on his arm that made him invisible, or like
yeah, like a
camouflage or
cloaking
whatever.
device.
Right. Well, you know damn well there's probably some five-star general that's already gotten some scientists that locked in a bunker somewhere trying to figure out how to do that. You know what I'm
Oh yeah,
saying?
no doubt.
I've come across some video of stuff, and I don't have it. I never had it saved, but I come across some video one time. You can't find it anymore, but it was of U.S. soldiers that were doing a mission using what it was. It was like a clothing that was like a cloaking, almost kind of like a Harry Potter fucking cloak shit.
Yeah, like a
I mean,
cloak. Yeah,
literally. You know what I mean? And the advancement since then, because I think that was back in 2003 when I found that. And
it's impossible for us to keep receipts on everything. You know what I mean?
well,
It's
yeah.
impossible. Just think about it. Especially you dealing with. Always dealt with radio and files and stuff, but yeah, all the stuff we've come across.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, I've tried finding that video again because I never had it saved or anything like that, or even downloaded or anything. And when I found it, but I can't find it anymore. It's been scratched evidently. I'm gonna go grab me a coffee. I'll be right back.
All right. Veil. Tearing the veil. Yeah, Pandora's box. But I don't know. I guess I don't know, whatever you call it, for anyone that can see on one level, whatever level they can see on. I mean, I think unfortunately, even if you acknowledge the veil or you don't acknowledge the veil, um, maybe once you step through it or once it's been removed, I think you just ultimately can't see it the same way. definitely can't handle it the same way. But there's some that can see it, acknowledge it, handle it, get on through, and then I think there's some that just don't even acknowledge it altogether. You know, just be totally oblivious to just anything that could be happening around them. I see it a lot in just day to day life. Some people, I'm like, man, these people are just not paying no attention. You know, but anyways, that's that. It took a little bit longer, not really to do the job, but they wanted to do a couple other things while we were there, which was cool. But I missed the market. But it's all right though. I'm gonna catch it next week. Next week I'm coming in there strong.
Oh, okay. The dog's barking at something.
Yep, it's all right though. Did a good deed. No good deed goes unpunished. They say,
That's what they say, isn't it?
you know. So I did my good deeds for today.
Got me a new flashlight the other day. It's actually rechargeable kind of thing, man. It's actually pretty fucking bright. It's like 2,000 lumens when it's on high.
Oh, there you go.
It's a nice one of those pocket type, kind, size or whatever, Um, Man, I'm a sucker for flashlights, man. Um, you can never have enough of them, actually, in my opinion. I've got one everywhere just because I don't want to hunt for one. I got one everywhere. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
And
I know what you mean. Doing what I do, I keep a couple different um kinds or options. You know, for whatever I
yeah.
maybe doing electrically. You know.
Well, I mean, I carry one on me all the time. For instance, I carry at least one flashlight on me, and but the I have one in my truck, one in the house, and I got one in the shop, just at least one everywhere, so I don't have to hunt them down. And I recommend now. See, there are some good flashlights out there that are rechargeable. They're good when they're good and charged, but usually don't last very long. I still recommend getting ones that have used batteries because like even if you're not going to use it for a long time, you can just keep it stored without the batteries in it. You know what I mean? And and then it'll be ready to go when you need it. That kind of thing.
Yeah, I got some of both. Some battery options, some rechargeable, and like I got one that could clip on like a hat. It's rechargeable. And it comes in handy certain times, you know, especially if you're trying to be hands free. Or then like I got of course, a couple different ones with they're magnetic. So if you ever have to work in like panels or anything like that, you can clip it right to the panel. Boom. You know.
Yeah, yeah. Um, the guy I work with, he's got one of those type of flashlights that go around the neck, and it's got like two lights, one on each side. It
Yeah,
just hangs on your neck, so you can
almost like
do
a
that.
headphone style, but it's yeah for it's a flashlight.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, they definitely come in handy when you need them.
yeah, they do. I mean, like you think about it like on the prepper end of it, man. Have different. In my opinion, it's kind of like a redundancy. Have one everywhere you need one, like flashlight. Make sure you got batteries or whatever way to charge it, and then alternate things like um, lanterns, oil lanterns, or something like that on just in case. You know, for
Oh,
light. You
no
know what I
doubt.
mean? Just having light is a big deal.
Yeah, we all been there. Thought we had a fresh pack of batteries sitting in the drawer. Psh, go there, and there ain't no batteries. You know,
Right.
or whatever it may be. Yeah, definitely have a couple different options.
For a
Cycle through
long
them,
time,
keep them
man. For a
fresh.
long time until I moved out of my parents' house, man. The battery there was like a drawer right there in the kitchen. And I just had that's where all the batteries would have been. You
Yeah,
know?
and my grandma had that drawer too. Some of them have been in there so long they was still in the pack, but just like questioning, man, should I even use these batteries? You know,
Right.
might be
Yeah, they
too
didn't have,
old.
yeah, exactly. You know. You never know sometimes. I mean, but yeah.
Batteries might still be nuclear. Who knows? It might be too much power. This is 1985 Duracells.
Yeah.
I remember I think it was like in the 90s. I don't know if every brand had it, but I forget it was a certain brand. They had the battery where if you like press it real hard with your thumb on either end, it would light up and tell you how much charge you had left. Remember those batteries?
Yeah. Yeah. Well, that was the Energizer, I think. I think that was Energizer that did that.
Yeah, dude.
Or I mean, it might have been Energizer and Duracell that both did it, but I think it was Energizer that had that. Yeah, it was a neat gimmick. It worked, but I mean, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you had like permanent little indentations on your thumbs trying to see how much juice you had left. Like, I think I got another. I think I got enough. Let me check.
All right.
Negative. It don't even light up. It's just red.
Oh, the old 9 volt battery. You just stick that on your tongue. That's how you test it. Stick a 9 volt on your tongue, and that'll tell you if it's good or not.
Oh yeah, glow sticks, something like that. Yeah, yeah. In a
Yeah, for
pinch, you
sure.
can't beat it.
That's for sure. That's the glow stick is an option. You know what I mean? It's like but the only thing about glow sticks is like once you crack it, man, that's ain't no going back. You can't
Yeah.
put it
Once you
on
pop the
pause.
top, the fun don't stop.
Yep.
It's over. Yeah. Especially like Sound Mind said something from the like dollar store. You ain't got a big investment in it.
Right.
Ladies know where the batteries are. I hide them. There you go.
I think that's going to be like if in an emergency, if you ever if you're like one of those people that are scavenge, like like dollar stores and shit like that. If it was like really bad, like a shit at the fan, that'd be like one of the first things I'm going for is batteries.
Oh yeah.
I'm gonna go for batteries and whatever kind of medical shit I can get. That would be the first couple of things. And then if there is any food left, you know,
Yeah. Who knows how long it would shut down for, or to what level.
that's the thing though. It's like, if people got desperate enough, next thing you know, people will start breaking into damn dollar stores and shit like that. You know what I mean?
Dude,
And
it
then
it don't take long for
once it's
something like
open,
that.
yeah, once it's
Dur-
open,
I know when Helena hit here, it was one county over. Shit, it was only like 4 days in, dude. They had already done broken the Dollar General.
oh yeah,
4 days in.
yeah. And that's what I'm saying. You think about it, like, but let's say if it was a nationwide scenario where everything just blinked off, turned off, the switch was flipped, all right, and fucking there was um no chance of it coming back on anytime soon. And you think about it, like a week, 2 weeks, a month, fucking 6 months, almost a year later. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Fuck, man.
Oh yeah. Yeah. It wouldn't take long, unfortunately.
Well, that's why I was saying I had a theory. You know, that was that was it was like a movie, but it was based on that video game Fallout movie.
Yeah, yeah, they made it into a
Oh,
series, I think.
right, right, and but they you got all these people that were living in those underground the
Bunkers and
yeah,
stuff.
yeah. I It's quite possible that all the people that are disappearing or looks like they've been cloned and stuff are probably fucking living in those bunkers right now.
Oh, man, it's definitely a theory, no doubt.
Yeah, it is a theory, but
Man,
it's
it's
just
weird you say that, man, because man, I've been seeing it for a while, and it's like some get found, but dude, there's been a lot of people going messing around in the area in different areas, and I'm like, man, where the heck's all these people going? You hear about some reuniting or some might have just kind of wandered off and they found them, and it's but yeah, like that one news lady, they still ain't found her mom allegedly, however long that's been
huh. I mean,
allegedly.
yeah, I mean, seriously, you know, and I understand like this whole freaking human trafficking and all this human fucking all that stuff. It's very big business. I get it. And that's one of the reasons why it ain't going to go away anytime soon because there's way too much money in it. But I'm just saying, if we got the technology to read a goddamn dime on a picnic table out on your front yard from fucking space, don't you think we can find some fucking kids? You know what I mean?
Dude, that happened uh right across the river in South Carolina. This lady, I can't remember all the specific details because, dude, it was a wild story, man. I mean, it really was. Ultimately, how everything happened, but uh, I think she was a retired teacher or something. Um, and I think she might have been. She still would like help out, so she might have been like a uh, whatever you call a substitute teacher. I think she was retired, but she still did like some subbing when they needed help. But anyway, she was going to class that morning, early one morning, and allegedly got in a wreck. Well, before the before the police got there, before the ambulance got there, she just disappeared. This was like an elderly woman. I don't know, maybe in her 60s. She just disappeared. Nobody knows where she went. They eventually brought out the canines, all different type of dogs. They brought in the drones. They couldn't never find her. They could never get no sense, no nothing. You know. So I forget how many months. I think this was like a couple months went by and nothing ever heard. Nobody ever knew where she went. And then boom, all of a sudden out of the blue, she just pops back up, just wandering through town, and she don't even remember nothing that happened. She just allegedly she don't remember where she went or where she's been this whole time or nothing. She just boom, couple months went by or however many it was. I don't remember exactly the time frame. It might not have been a whole 2 months, but it was a good bit of weeks. And then boom, she just popped back up. Thought that was kind of
Like,
strange.
and she don't know where she's been that whole time or
She
whatever.
allegedly she still claims that she don't know where she's been where she was this whole time. Nope.
Okay.
Allegedly,
Well,
all she remembers is she remembers the details of the wreck and stuff like that, and then that's it. It's a bizarre story. I don't know how truthful her end of the story is or everything that happened, but that's what she claims. Whatever was at play with that, I don't know. Could go a lot of different ways. I just don't know. I just thought the story was bizarre. Yeah, that was right across the river in South Carolina.
it would be kind of cool to have like, one of those like, Spaceballs type Winnebago that I can fly around in space and shit. That'd be kind of cool.
Shit, you might get you one soon. Who knows?
Well,
Futuristic technologies.
You think Tesla's going to build me one?
They probably would. Shoot them a couple emails, give them some ideas.
Build me a Winnebago and shoot me out into space?
I think you could sign up to do that. I think you can do that. There's a program for that. They'll shoot you off into space if that's your final wish, you know, to infinity and beyond.
Right.
Didn't they do that a couple years ago, or somebody did that one time? I don't know if he
Oh,
was like a big NASA guy or a big space guy. Allegedly, they said they shot him off into space. Uh, I
oh,
don't
I
know.
don't know, man. That would be
It
kind of
seemed
cool.
like they trying to talk that, like they tried to
I don't
tell
know
us.
how
But I'm
you
like,
would
yeah,
get that.
okay,
I don't know how you would get that done unless you had some way, in your
yeah. You
will.
just Tesla rocketed this guy into outer space. Okay, yeah. For a mere $1.5 million, you yourself can be shot off into space.
Yeah, there you go. Well, I mean, that'd be one way of getting rid of a body.
Hmm. I think I had too much MK Ultra. You know,
Well, man, I
you
mean,
ever feel
because I
like that?
mean, there was movies that were made, where they made like the moon into a fucking prison place. You know what I mean? Or a damn big ass satellite out there is fucking prison.
Like, I don't
And
know if
then,
it was the MK or the Ultra. I don't know. It was a bad
but
bat.
what I'm saying though, it's like, you think about it, if they any kind of space travel, if there's going to be any, which, I think a lot of that's being suppressed from us, that type of technology and the ability to do that and what's really up there and blah blah blah. But if we ever got to that point where we would do that, and all that kind of stuff, just like go from here to there and there and all that kind of stuff within our lifetime, all that kind of shit. Um, dude, shit, I don't know where I was going with that. I kind of fucking drifted off.
No, I do believe in. I don't know. I just come up with, I guess, opinions, theories on stuff that I see. Of course, we all see different things at different times, but I think it would be like a. Uh, I do think it's possible to ascend into different heavens, whatever that may be for a person. You know.
Oh, that's what I
Um.
was gonna say. I was going to say because I was okay. Somebody's a national security. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. What? But anyway, I figure you think about it. Anything that's going to be up there, it's going to be doing. It's going to be probably government or military, or some kind of government, corporation, government, private, public, fucking corporation, kind of thing. You know, that would be running around out there. You know what I mean?
Oh
Because that would
yeah.
be the only thing authorized. You know, what I mean, do you think they would let like civilians just get a civilian like get in your car? We're going to take a trip to fucking the moon today. You know what I mean? And just go have a picnic over at the moon. You know what I mean? I mean,
I don't even know if I could
think of,
handle it.
well, see, that's the thing. It's like, I mean, can you imagine like if if we had flying cars? Can you imagine how regulated the roads would be? For like, flying cars, the equivalent of a road, whatever that would be. You know what I mean? Because I mean, it would be like they would probably have these things would be so fancy with like GPS and you know how like on your if you got like a backup camera, it gives you that those little lines and show you
Yeah.
how far back you are. Imagine that going forward, and that was like just marking the road that you're on up
I
there
guess they
flying.
make it pretty easy to parallel park. You just drop right in
Right?
the hole. You
Exactly.
know,
But I'm just
just
saying
drop
though.
right in there.
Right. But I'm just saying though, okay, you think the advancement of that in a sense into space, that type of it would be so fucking regulated in a lot of ways, I mean, it wouldn't be like you can just I don't know. I don't know, man. It mi- I don't know. I started thinking about it. That they would consider that a national security thing to be up there. You know what I
Oh
mean?
yeah, that'd probably be a direct threat to democracy somewhere.
So yeah,
Look at this guy. Look at this guy thinks he's just gonna go to space all willy nilly. Regulate
yeah.
him.
Who in the hell does he think he is? You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
who you think he is? Elon? Elon, you know this guy? Or like I don't know. I don't know if you've ever seen the movie Interstellar,
I think so.
where it's like that was the Matthew McConaughey movie, but the movie itself, the whole concept and the story, it was cool and interesting, kind of where he just, I guess he went beyond time and space, it was like a time travel, space and time. That was a pretty interesting movie. I need to go back and rewatch it. And I remember
Yeah.
it's like the thing that got me when the movie came on, I forget which crop it was, but they were sitting, I think, at the TV, and they was like, "This is the last year on Earth for so and so." I don't know what it was. I don't want to say it was corn, but it was something like a pretty common crop, and it was just like, "Oh man," you know, like, hey, they just come on the news and be like, "Oh, this is the last year ever for watermelons. There will be no more watermelons after this 4th of July."
Well, you know what? And I don't know if it's a real thing because I haven't done it myself, but I saw something trending where people were asking like Chat GPT and Grok and all these other things like that um, um, about Christmas 2026, and nothing comes up. It says that Christmas does not exist on 2026, and I'm sitting there thinking about this. I was like, man, that's pretty crazy if that's what they're all saying for some reason. I don't know what
Huh.
to think of that
What was it like
personally.
a chat
Could all
AI
be
bot or something?
some the what now?
Huh. I remember. I'm pretty sure you do too. What
It's
was it?
like
2012 when everybody was freaking out that year, Christmas or that month. 12, 12, 12, or was it 12, 21, 12?
I can't remember, but I remember when all that shit was going on. You know, the Y2K, all that shit. You know,
Yeah. 666, June 6, 2006. Everybody was freaking out.
but don't they do some shit on some crazy
Damn, we're
fucking
right on
alignment
track. That's
fucking
like every
stuff?
6
Everything
years,
from like
We're about right on track. This will be the 6 year. This will be the 6 year mark.
so. Oh yeah, so yay, the election's coming up.
I mean, it is funny how certain things follow certain cycles. But yeah, being an election year,
Bonnie, you're
yes,
welcome to come up, Bonnie.
I mean it's going to be wide
Hmm.
open politically till now, till the November.
What's up, old head? Old head, I see you in there.
I watch very little TV, and they still hit me with the political ads. Did you
Dude,
know that
you
this
know,
candidate once tripped up a little old lady and when he was in the third grade? Can you believe he did that? Now he's running for the governor of Georgia. Get him out of here, America.
you know what's weird though? You know, not even that. I mean, you know what I've been getting lately for some stupid reason? It's like, you know, that fucking that synthetic version of Viagra fucking commercials. That's what I've
Oh,
been
dude,
getting lately.
you broken the algorithm, dude. They don't know what else to send you. They're like, give him the
I'm
pill.
fucking
You
I'm
know?
like, God damn. And they're marketing this shit for fucking young people. And I'm like, what do they think? Everybody's got the fucking where they can't get it up anymore? What
It's
the
like
fuck?
I don't know, it's like an addiction or something, you know? Why take something when you don't have to take it, you know? I mean, ultimately, it's you would only want to take it if you needed to take something, you know? It's just, I don't know.
I don't know, man. Like, I don't know.
It's too
Just,
much for TV.
I just don't understand it. I think, I mean, I honestly, I think commercials are like one of the worst things ever invented. Can't stand commercials. I mean, nowadays, I'm down to the point now. If I see whatever commercials nowadays, if I see it over and over again, I already hate whatever they're trying to sell me. You know, I don't,
Yeah, I'm like,
I
the
don't.
algorithm ain't figured me out yet. They ain't even giving me one commercial I'm remotely interested in. Not that I would buy it still, but at least make it something I'm into, you know?
I don't know, man. I don't know. I'm jaded. You know what I mean? You know, everything's got goddamn commercials on it now, and it gets worse and worse because they suck you in into like platforms or whatever with no commercials, and then next thing you know, you're there for like you've been using it for like 6 months. Next thing you know, they start fucking putting commercials in it or some shit like that. Some kind of I've had services like that where it was like either radio or fucking TV or whatever, and it's like, god damn, dude.
But you know what's even worse? Is when they don't even give you a commercial. They just say, on a commercial break, and it gives you a countdown. So you got like 2 minutes or like a minute and a half of just nothingness, you know, elevator music with a countdown, you know? I'm like, damn, man. You don't even give me a visual to look at. You know, I can't even mute it and be happy because there's nothing to see.
I don't know, man. I mean, even like even back in the old days, they had jingles and stuff like that, and almost some of those things kind of stick in your head forever. Not today. Has sometimes I don't even know what they're trying to sell me until the end of the commercial.
Even then, I really don't know. You know, sometimes I have to look it up and see what they were trying to sell me.
Right, exactly. You know what I'm saying? So, what the fuck is that? Just a waste of my time, really. It's just, filling, putting images and shit in my head that I don't need. Uh, you know, I gotta purge that shit sometimes. That's one of the reasons why I don't watch regular TV anymore. I mean, I haven't watched regular TV. I mean, every once in a great while, I'll turn it on just to see what's on there. But other than that, it's like I don't watch it at all. Or I haven't done it like in like over a decade yeah, about it. So,
Yeah,
and then it's like getting just as bad out here on YouTube. When it comes down to it, hell, they're fucking putting commercials on our live streams now. I'm like, come on, you're sitting in a live stream, you're on fucking chat next thing you know, you got a commercial popping up in. Fuck.
yeah, no. Yeah, I was on a channel the other day and it just like, it did like I don't know, I guess the new dual screen feature or whatever when they started doing that. And it was like you could hear
Oh,
the channel in the background, but it was playing a commercial. Then you had to click it out of the way.
oh yeah, where it's like where they're showing their vertical and their horizontal stream at the same time. Are you
Yeah, it was
talking about?
something like that. Yeah.
I've
I
seen
said,
that.
man, yeah, I didn't know what was going on. I said, man, get me out of here.
Yeah, I wander around the panel verse, I guess, man, because there's a lot of people out there doing it. And it got really popular during COVID, because so many people were locked down and shit like that. Next thing you know, it's like a lot of people got on the panel verse type of thing.
Yeah, yeah, since the 2020,
Hmm.
man, 2020. Definitely not how we expected the year to go for the most part, you know. Man, we're 6 years removed now. Damn.
I know, man. So, I mean, literally, I mean, there's a lot of things, man. That's the reason why I'm saying this. It's quite possible if things I don't know if they don't get a hold of people really are with good intention or good in good or good people, the good white hats or whatever, gain control of like the AI shit. I mean, there's a lot of people, and I don't know if it's just fear mongering, but a lot of people are saying that 2027 is like going to be a big deal when it comes down to that.
What about
They're
the red hats? Or the red hats? Who are they?
redheads. You
Isn't there a
talking?
red hat?
I don't know, dude. I honestly don't even see evidence of white hats.
I
You know what I
remember
mean?
it was, man. I seen this thing um about like the origin. I don't know how I got it, found it or whatever, but it was an article talking about like the alleged like red hats, white hats, different things like that. And if I'm not mistaken, from what I saw in this one, it said it originally got its origins, or one of them, from like dealing with like computers and stuff and hacking certain things. Now, I think it's been used several times throughout different mentions, the different combinations or whatever it may be. But I thought it was a pretty interesting video. I don't know how factual it was.
Well, yeah. Well, I
But
mean, yeah. It would be kind of interesting if the fucking hackers of the fucking world would just unite against the fucking evil of this fucking planet, and we can liquidate even in their physical and their fucking electronic assets and make them poor where they can't do shit anymore.
sword fishing.
'Cause I'm telling you, man, seriously, that's one of okay. It's like whoever has all the gold has all the control in a way. You know what I mean? And you think about who's got it and who's got the wealth and who's in control. I mean, seriously, man, you're not supposed to be. It's not supposed to be like even in our government. And this thing calling itself the government. I mean, these motherfuckers come in there practically broke, and they're coming at and they stick in there for a long time, and they become billionaires. You know what I mean? And it's like a career, and it's like one way, another way to get rich. Use of like insider trading and all this other shit, and making backdoor deals, and we're just you know pieces of the game, and fuck all that bullshit, man. And it's like I said, it's not just here in America; it's a worldwide type of thing. But um, I was sitting there talking to this guy named Joe, Joker, the other night, last night or whatever. And I was like, when it comes down to, all right, if you were to believe like the story that they tell us about, like, it only took 3% of us here in America to fight against the most powerful military at that time, which is the British military or whatever, the British, all right, and and win, all right. Let's just say for shits and giggles that actually happened and that's the way it played out. All right. Can you imagine if that was a possibility? 3% of the entire population of the planet could do against the fucking evil fucking powers that should not be right now, thinking that they are, the ones that believe that they are our masters and rulers and bullshit like that. Can you imagine what that could, how that would play out? I mean, be interesting because I can't expect the fucking everybody to wake the fuck up. I mean, shit, man. There's people out there that don't want to wake up. They want to stay in this crap because they enjoy the drama. They enjoy the hate and discontent. They want it to be like this.
Yeah, everybody's, you know, on their own level at things, whatever that may be. Not necessarily it's like I don't know.
Yeah, for sure, Indy. Yeah, like Mr. Robot. I mean, can you imagine? I mean, if all of them, decided to like, and uh, take their talents and go against the powers that should not be. Because I mean, honestly, when it comes down to it, if you take away their physical assets, what they got left is what's all electronic. So if you take away those two, I mean, if they ain't got any money, they can't they can't do anything if they ain't got any money, right? You hit them right where it fucking counts. That's where it counts. It's that pocketbook, right? You know, because that's what they count on as us to be in compliance and dependent on it, and that's how they make their money. They make their wealth that way. And, take that away from them, they ain't got nothing. They can't do nothing. You know, it's like taking the teeth away in a way. I'm just kind of talking out loud. I need to get some more to drink. I don't know if I have any more coffee. I might have to make some more coffee, but I'm getting thirsty. Mm.
There you go. I got my sweet tea fix, so I'm good.
Right on. Yeah, I'm probably gonna have to put on coffee, but I need to get something going. I'll be right back. Let me stir this up a little bit.
Checked my bank account, and all it said was "Please be kind and rewind," whatever that
Right.
meant. It must have been a
Yeah.
system error.
You got connected with Blockbuster.
They got me.
Or
I don't know. I do not know. Got some possible theories, but that's all they are, is just theories. Shoot, man, I had some Italian food for supper, man. That was pretty good stuff. Had some chicken parm with some what was it? Damn, fettuccine alfredo, salad, some bread. Oh yeah, that brought me back a couple levels. There you go. Just post up in Georgia somewhere. There you go. Know your customers. Got to know your customers.
what are you talking about? What happened?
I'm just reading different things in chat. You know,
Oh,
everybody's just dropping their little gems. You know,
all right. Got some coffee brewing. So that's a start. And then, oh shit, I need.
bet
Thing.
it was nice wherever you at in Georgia, Bunny. I know it was. It got up to 88 here today.
Where's she at now?
She's somewhere out there. She done drove across a quarter of the country already. think she's down at the 65th annual Southeastern Georgia Bluegrass Festival.
Oh, right on.
Shit, they having a throwdown.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
That's
I
about the
wouldn't
only time
mind.
you want to hear banjos in Georgia, you know? Any other time it could be suspect, you know? You know, you go there willingly.
Is that what it is?
Yeah. No,
But
they
I like bluegrass. Bluegrass is pretty nice.
no, they got a couple. Shoot, not of this spring. Shoot, they got all type of festivals and stuff just getting ready to start happening.
Yeah, was it Peanut Festival?
Oh yeah, the Peanut Festival, the Peach Festival, the Peach Blossom Festival, the uh what is it? Strawberry Festival, the
Oh yeah.
Chitlin Strut. Dude, it's a festival for everything. Every food's got a festival. Seems like. See how much they want money. See how much they want to sell it. Just give them a fistful of cash and say, "Get out of here."
Yeah, I would love to have enough money right now to buy a couple of acres, and probably more than that if I could afford it. But I mean, at least 2 acres.
Oh yeah, that'll get you going.
I mean, that would be quite a lot to work with right there. That'd be a lot of, that'd be enough for whatever. I mean, that's probably, I mean, depending on how what I had to work with when it comes down to the land, what I can grow. South Georgia, right on. You close, you close to me, so because I'm in the Panhandle, so I'm pretty close to. I'm within an hour or so from the freaking state line.
Ain't too bad. And you down there with the gators and the quicksand birds. Man, South Georgia.
Huh? Oh yeah. Mm. Yep, that's what I think about it.
I try not to. Try not to overstimulate my medulla oblongata.
Is that right?
Yeah, try to control it.
I think that's probably that's what it is. We're lacking the overstimulation of our Magada or whatever it was.
Hmm. It's a lost start.
Well, you know, the power of the mind, man, and what we're being distracted away from, what is that natural part of us that exists in every one of us, is just we're just not paying attention to it anymore. On a general sense, I guess. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, almost kind of look at it like a depending on depending on which level it is. But I think like a lot of the levels, I think I kind of look at it almost kind of like a magnet in a way. You know, certain things attract, certain things don't attract. You know, sometimes you want to be attracted and mingled with those type of things that you know is not there, but ultimately each time it's in those interactions, it's a push pull like a magnet. You know what I mean? Um, I look at it as certain things like that, almost like an energy sense in a way.
Right. Yeah, I hear you.
You know, and some push pull is good if it's getting like a positive reaction. You know, out of it. If there's a positive reaction, then yeah, so be it. You know, but I don't know.
Well, I think of ripples when I think of when you say that for some reason I think of ripples in a pond. You know what I mean? You
It does in a way. You know, would almost be like the visual sense of that happening. You know,
Yeah, that's what I'm. You know, that's yeah, exactly. That's what I visualize when I heard you say that. That's what I thought.
because no matter what you do, if you throw a rock in that pond or you take your hand and go to the edge and splish splash a little bit, you know what I mean? Ultimately, there's going to be ripples, there's going to be waves, there's going to be highs and lows, just depending on the energy level. But, you know,
Man, I watched a classic earlier today. I watched the movie They Live, and
oh, yeah, that's a classic.
I hadn't seen it in a long time, so I just wanted to watch it again. I watched that again today, and I'm gonna tell you, man. You know, quite possible because there is technology out there that they've already figured out how to, like, in a sense, kind of like subliminal messaging almost, but to basically, in a sense, keep us, in a sense, docile and and obedient, all that stuff through signals. And it's quite possible. I mean, you start thinking about like that fish, that story in the movie They Live. The whole way they were controlling everybody is because they were transmitting some kind of a signal that was keeping us fucking blind to the truth. That kind of thing. And it's quite possible that's what's happening. With us. When people with the people. Hell, I don't know. I I've come across some weird shit across frequencies out there on the radio spectrum and stuff. And I don't know what the fuck it is. And I don't know where it's being transmitted from and all this other shit. And nobody else can explain it either. And just like, well, what the fuck is it? Why is it being transmitted all the time? That kind of shit. So it's like, I don't know. It just makes me wonder about some shit.
I would definitely, I would definitely think so. Just on a lot of different levels, you know, whatever it may be,
Well, have you seen the movie
suggestive or
Videodrome?
subliminal.
Have you seen the movie Videodrome?
Video drone. No, I can't say I've seen that one. Is
Well, in that one, it's kind of like a
that an
subliminal.
'80s movie?
Yeah,
Okay.
it's kind of like a subliminal messaging, but it used a signal that was being emanated through the cathode ray tube of a television that was called the Videodrome signal, and that was creating hallucinations into the people that were watching it. And but I think
There
X
was.
Files even did something like that too once.
Yeah, I love watching the old X Files or like the old Twilight Zones or even that one. They remember they did a. I don't know if you've seen the Halloween franchise movies, but one of the Halloweens it was like that. it didn't contain Michael Myers. It was just all about the masks. Remember that one?
No,
And
I
there,
don't. But
yeah,
I
it was. It's where they it's where the people, the kids would buy the mask or put the masks on, and then it was something in the mask like a curse or something, and then when that commercial played, that little jingle played, it would make them go insane.
with the like the pumpkin head mask and all that shit. Are you
Yeah,
talking
like a
about that one?
witch, a pumpkin head, I think a
Yeah,
skeleton.
yeah,
Yeah, it was
yeah,
like
yeah,
two or
yeah.
three of them. Yeah.
Yeah, I remember that one.
Dun 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 dun.
Right, right,
Yeah.
right, right.
hmm
Yeah, it's been a long time. I used, man, yeah, the Freddy, the Jason, the
I
fucking,
remember weird stuff, dude.
well, all those were like, the the big three. I think it was Freddy, Jason, and Mike Myers. Those are the three big ones out
Yeah,
of all of them back then.
but like certain things could be like conditioned, like mentally or things like that. You just don't even know or don't even realize because this doesn't happen so much. Like the what was it, the scientist Pavlov or Pav, I forget how you say his name, Pavlov, and he did a bunch of different experiments, but he did the one with the dog and ringing the bell. Are you familiar with that one?
I think so.
Yeah, where it's like he did different tests, but he would like, I guess, to give a summary, he would like start feeding the dog, and every time before he fed the dog, I think he would ring the bell. So he did that every time the dog, right before the dog would get fed, he would ring the bell. So eventually, no matter what, the bell would ring, it would cause the dog just to start salivating because his mind had got so programmed to each time that bell ring wrong, he would know that he was going to get something to eat. So it got to the point where if nothing was presented and that bell was wrong, he was still just sitting there salivating and shaking because he just knew it. It was in his mind. Or there was another one. I forget the. I don't know if it was an experiment or a theory or a story or whatnot, but I read something about the elephant. Uh, they had an elephant on a chain from like a baby or something like that, and it just always had that chain on its leg and everywhere, and it couldn't go but so far. And it had got so used to that at so point that it was no longer connected. The shackle was still on its leg and the chain was still there, but it was no longer in a fixed position anymore. But the elephant, from just so many years of not being able to move past that certain point, hadn't even realized that it could go past that point, even though it was no longer connected to that fixed chain or fixed point on the ground.
Yeah, I mean, I've seen that in horses also.
Yeah.
I mean, I saw this one guy. I mean, he can literally fucking just tie his horse to a fucking lawn chair. I mean, damn horse is stronger than the fucking lawn chair.
Oh yeah,
But
yeah,
yet it's just you tie it to that and it's going to stay right there.
yeah.
That kind of
Same
thing.
theory or same, yeah, same psyche. Yeah.
Yeah, it's just crazy though. But it's like I don't know. It's like okay. It reminds me of the Willie Lynch letters. All right, it's like that. The guy that was teaching like a lot of the slave owners on how to control slaves for 100 years and stuff. One of the methods or one of the tactics, in a sense, is basically treat it like a horse, breaking a horse. Breaking it out of its wild state into a domesticated animal, and that's how he would look at it. And I started thinking about it like on a massive scale. It's basically breaking the wild out of us, from birth. Breaking the wild out of us and putting us in and making us like this just domesticated fucking animal. You know what I'm
And
saying?
it is in a way.
Yeah.
I mean, just take away the basic knowledge and ability to live off the land, just to be able to be a free thinker.
Right. We're the
Um,
only fucking species on this fucking planet that pays taxes to live. You know. So there you go on that.
Yeah, it is interesting. But we're talking about it, so we're still learning, we're still advancing. I guess we've won up to this point, you know. We haven't seen our whole lives yet because we haven't lived it yet.
Well,
If nothing else, just think about maybe the best days haven't even come yet, you know.
well, that's one way of looking at it. Yeah, yeah, true, true. Fair enough. Well, yeah, I'll say
You know,
that.
could be kind of cheesy in a way or whatever, you know, but ultimately it's what we make it, you know.
True, I'll say fair enough again on that one. You know,
There are some outside circumstances, but you know,
exactly. I will say that too. Exactly.
we
It's like, yeah, yeah. I
do what
mean,
we can.
well, see, that's the thing. It's like, okay, me just trying to concentrate on what I can control because there's so much stuff that's out of my control. So I can't do anything about that. I mean, I can talk about it, and I'm not sure if it's really going to help or not. I don't know. Anybody, I don't know if anybody's really getting anything out of what I say. I don't know. I have no fucking clue unless I uh, get one on one and talk to them, that kind of thing. You know what I mean? I really don't know if anybody's getting anything out of it. I mean, there's times, man, through my, for past 20, 30 years or something like that, it just seems like I'm talking to my fucking brick walls, sometimes. You know what I'm saying? I don't
No, I
know.
mean, I know I definitely see your point of view, but no, I know I don't think, I know everybody thinks differently, but I try to, you know, I try to gain something from any interaction, no matter
Right.
how calm, knowledgeable, or chaotic it may be. You know, even in a chaotic situation, we still can learn something. There's something to be heard.
Yeah, right on, show. Well, yeah, that's the thing.
And then also realize some people may not talk about certain things or make certain things known, but you know, a lot of people's going through a lot of similar situations in their own way, you know, whatever it may be.
You know, some people are having their own personal shit hit the fan. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you know, little mini HISTFs or whatever it is, you know.
Yep. Well, I mean, okay, put it this is another thing too, man. All this crap that's going on around the world, all the people that are all the big players are getting involved, that kind of shit. What's gonna end up backlashing back over on this land and so they can I mean problem action solution scenario where kind of like a fucking was it the Homeland Security and the fucking Patriot Act kind of 2.0 type of bullshit that they're planning.
If only
You
we
know
could
what
have a
I'm
save act that could save us.
saying?
If only there was such a thing in the works,
Shit.
you know.
Yeah, I hear you.
You know, it's
Say,
almost like the Patriot Act that made everything more patriotic.
well, I'm just saying it's worked for them in the past to get what they want out of it, so I wouldn't put it past them to try it again. Just in
Uh,
kind of like it's kind of like with the fucking the pandemic crap. I mean, hell, they got away with so much shit. Why not give it a shot again and see if it'll work? You know what I mean? I don't put it past them doing it again.
Some point I find myself doing that. I'm like, boom, I just instantly just go the totally opposite way and see what's going on, you know? Totally opposite of whatever's getting, I don't know, the title or wordage or whatever.
Shit,
But
my battery's going dead, man. Damn, I gotta either move in the house or I gotta shut the stream down. One of the two. If I move in the house, I'm not sitting here watching the fire no more. But,
that, you reach the crossroads.
yeah.
It happens to the best of us.
Well, 3 hours and 34 minutes, going on 3 hours and 35 minutes. Huh. I think I'm just going to go ahead and shut it. How's that? Why? Do you mind?
I
I'm going to go
appreciate you
ahead.
having me up.
Yeah, no worries, man. I appreciate everybody that came in the chat too and hanging out. You know what I mean? I appreciate all y'all hanging out. But I'm going to go ahead and shut it down and go ahead and put this thing back on charge.
But y'all have a good night, buddy. And I know I'll catch you around somewhere, no doubt.
Yeah, most likely. I mean, I'll be around somewhere.
Yes, sir.
I
Y'all have a
appreciate
good one.
all y'all. Yeah, appreciate all y'all.